our souls began to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with. This life like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, we be laughing all way to save me, a superhero in your sleep. A superhero in your sleep. You called my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass, you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, we be laughing all day to save me, a superhero in your sleep. A superhero
wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. And I look behind. It's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. Darkness, your friend, you get me till the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. Ah, I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. Darkness, your this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire. On this journey we will find our souls begin to intertwine. Your heart of gold, so pure, divine, and I lost myself within the fire, breaking free from my desire. A heart of gold forged to inspire. It's starfire. It's starfire.
The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. I'm reaching out, but all I feel is hollow. I wanna make you work, but all I do is make you worse. The truth is a damn hard pill to swallow. Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one to find the strength in all that I was dealing with. This life like kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall to be right when I wait to say a superhero in this. A superhero in this. You called my soul when I was falling. You moved the clouds to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite.
It wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense.
Don't you wanna fix our problems? Baby, I can show you how. Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me now? Don't you wanna come on over? Don't you wanna work it out? Don't you wanna love me better, love me better, love me more?
This here, the smoke exists, he doubles up, and he gets the triple!
everybody, and welcome back to the Legion Africa Cup, brought to you by Legion by Lenovo. My name is Arshi, and I am the host for this tournament. We'd like to apologize for the slight delay in beginning the broadcast, but don't worry, we're back now and we're ready to get things started. I am here with two amazing analysts. We have Sami, aka Flip, and we have Abdullah, aka Toxie. Are you guys excited for our finals day today?
I mean, we're always excited. You can tell from Flip's big
I'm
smile,
always
you know?
excited.
I feel there's a devious smile, like you have something going on there. Is there something behind that smile that
Look,
I
there
should
is
know
no
about?
surprise. I'm really excited. It's the finals day. And then we have another grand final. Right now, we're always excited about amazing games. And right now, we're experiencing it.
We're definitely here to show our excitement and to show our support for the final two, making it into this competition. We're super proud of them. And let me tell you about the $50 that could be yours as well added to your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go on gaming.lenovo.com. You can either post a clip from the broadcast or you can go and vote for your favorite team. It's easy as that. That's all you got to do. And make sure when you're on the website, why not browse around for some other offers as well? All right, so yesterday we had quite the exciting day. I believe we had one of the most exciting best of threes, or at least the most exciting matchups that we've seen to date. Can you give us a quick recap of what happened?
The first best of three was between ATK and White Rabbit. As we've seen, a first map total domination by White Rabbit. And then ATK fought their way back through a very intense second map, which led to a 16-13 in Mirage. And then the Dust 2 map, which was a total domination by ATK. The next best of three we had was Goliath and VYBN. I mean, the first map was a quick sweep by Goliath. The second map was a bit of an underestimation done by Goliath. They were just playing around, but then they paused, they regrouped, they talked to each other, and then they won. Now, to talk about the quality of the games, they were amazing. I really loved the games yesterday, the intensity of it, especially with ATK. ATK proved to us that they are a true contender here. Uh, we haven't seen as much of a tough matchup between Goliath and VYBN, but we are going to see that today in the finals. ATK, I'm rooting for them because of their spirit of competition. They really actually gave us an amazing comeback last night. They gave us a true fight, which was what we love about CS, is actually to be able to bounce back and then gain that W in the end.
Yes, they did indeed deserve that W. Let me remind you guys about how they got the wins. Just to recap, ATK Academy getting the win for against Regicide Gaming, excuse me, and White Rabbit winning against Royalty, and that's how they secured both their spots. ATK Academy versus White Rabbit, which was our first best of three of the semifinals. But alas, with White Rabbit getting the first win in the best of three, ATK Academy swept in and took the remaining two, making them victorious and securing their spot in the finals. And as for the other teams, we had DNMK Esports losing against Goliath Gaming, while Viben Esports winning against Bravado. That gave them spots in the semifinals. Goliath came out with 2-0 in. There was no need for the third game. So that's how we got ATK Academy versus Goliath Gaming. These are our top two contenders. These are one of the choices that we may be seeing in our grand finals tomorrow versus Nasser Esports. What do you think about this matchup? Do you think these are a worthy team for Nasser Esports to be playing against, especially since you are very familiar with that specific team?
So yeah, I do think it's a great matchup in terms of their firepower. What do they have in common is one thing, is their explosiveness in the game. The way they enter the sites, the ability to actually just switch over in the mid of the round to go to the other side is truly amazing between these two teams. They're truly experienced as well. Let's not take that away from them. However, there is one thing that I would really, it's not actually, I've been seeing it a lot, is how effective an Opal can be. Because both of them are great at firepower. Their firepower is great. They can actually outfrag each other. But there's two things missing here. One is the actually effectiveness of an Opal, which actually could turn the game around. Because right now, the meta with CSGO, how it's going, it's actually a very op-friendly game. The Opal can actually make a difference in terms of canceling their plans. The second thing is, right now, this is the true test for both teams. They are actually matched with each other with the level. Their level of gameplay is actually the same. They haven't experienced the counter flash department. I really want to see that. So these two things is actually what's gonna really play a big part in in this match.
Well, it's definitely a matchup that we are looking forward to. Let me just remind you guys about the tournament schedule that we have here in the Legion Africa Cup. Just to remind you guys, the final schedule did consist of the quarter, semi, and the finals. For Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, we have completed that with Nasser Esports coming out as the final winner. And currently, we are covering for South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria. Quarterfinals was on the 17th of January, 18th of January for the semifinals, and today we have our finals on the 19th of January. But don't forget, today is not the last day. We still have our grand finals tomorrow on the 20th of January. And be sure to note that this will be broadcasted both in Arabic and in English. All you need to do to alternate between the languages is go down to the description box below. All right. So after this, let's also go ahead and check out the prize pool. So for the prize pool, we've seen these numbers, and we're jealous, quite frankly. I think to be able to have the chance to the opportunity to just have this in their minds, have this in their vision. You know, just having this kind of prize pool is inspiration for them to do better. Even if they don't manage to place, it's an inspiration, it's a drive, it's that zealousness that teams need to push themselves to be better. So definitely we appreciate Legion by Lenovo for providing this platform here for us and providing these skilled players with an audience. And we're here to support them. And hopefully we're going to be seeing a very, very fun match today and for tomorrow. Toxie, let me direct this question as you. So I know that ATK Academy was a favorite of yours, if I'm not mistaken. Was your prediction, even though not many people believed in them, but they came and they swept in. I remember Lighter's face in the casters. He was in shock, complete shock when they won. So tell me, is it ATK Academy that you are hoping to win today?
I mean, they believed in me, so I believed in them, and that's what matters here. But honestly, if we want to look back at the results from yesterday and compare it to today and the mentality coming into today, I feel like ATK Academy struggled. They really did struggle in their matchups. I mean, losing that way in Inferno and then Mirage, it's just a few rounds that they managed to clutch in the end. And then winning easily in Dust 2. So that's where I think the power comes for ATK Academy, Dust 2. So I believe one of the matches, or they're probably going to pick Dust 2. I feel like that's going to be the first pick. If they went for Dust 2, that's going to be really good. So they might actually win that map, maybe. And Goliath, I mean, we've seen very strong team yesterday. Everything was on point. They did have some mistakes, which Flip mentioned, but I feel like they are the strongest or the stronger team here coming into this final. And if I wanted to predict, I would say Goliath have that upper hand, maybe mentality upper hand, because I'm sure Goliath will go with the easy maps. I think they had an easy win in Inferno, so they might go for Inferno. I think we're gonna see an Inferno go Goliath's way, Dust 2 probably going ATK Academy's way, and then the third map. So it's possible that we see 3 maps today, and I'm hoping for that. It's gonna be one strong match, and it's gonna be fun. And I'm hoping that we actually get to see the top performance from all of the players.
Well, I'm so glad you put in those predictions because as you were speaking, I did get the information of the maps that we're going to be seeing. Hopefully 3 maps that we will be having. The first selected map is Dust 2, the OG map, the first map I believe that we have included in our tournament. And the second, which is selected by ATK. And our second one that was selected by Goliath is Inferno. And the third and final map is Overpass. So those are the maps that we're going to be seeing today. Possibly we won't even get to Overpass. We'll see. We'll see how the game goes. So what do we think about these 3 maps? Do you think they're taking a risk with Overpass? Do you think the fact that they didn't pick Mirage is a good sign? Since if you remember yesterday, we had Mirage for the second map for both our best of 3s. And they were extremely close. They were 16-13, if I'm not mistaken, for both best of 3s. So do you think it's a good decision that they left out Mirage this time?
2 things here to talk about. It's actually about the Mirage yesterday. The way we saw Goliath gaming play was actually, it was a bit, they were underestimating the opponent team. So let's leave that. Let's talk about the map pool. The map pool here, the map vetoes are amazing. Dust 2 is going to be a tricky one for Goliath. It's going to be really tough because as we saw ATK have really good CT and T side. They have an explosive A setup in this too from short. They have an amazing long take as well. Their long take in CT is really flawless. It's the way they actually trade each other is marvelous. Now, Goliath, we haven't seen them play this too, but we know that playing Inferno, they really have good synergy, they have good chemistry. They can actually adapt really well to any situation that's happening in the game. So what is gonna happen is my prediction. First map will go to ATK. Inferno, as we know, Goliath, Beasts are in Inferno. They, we know ATK can play Inferno, however, they are not ready. I'm sure for it. Overpass is gonna be going to Goliath. I'm gonna say it right now. My prediction: 2-1 for Goliath. That's it.
I want you to remember the confidence that you used while
Um,
you said this. I'm sure of it. I'm going to remember that and I'm going to bring that back up.
The map pool is actually going in favor of Goliath because Inferno and Overpass, they're really good in it. Dust 2, I said it's going to be a really tricky one. Dust 2, we know that it's a map mostly on rotation, utility usage, the way they actually adapt to the certain situation. Goliath showed us they're really good in adaptation. Adaptation is their strong factor here in Goliath Gaming's team. ATK, we know that they can struggle. We have seen them struggle. Are they gonna struggle today? Is the question here. Inferno, they really have to be really creative in terms of the plans because yesterday we've seen them not being able to actually change their plan, do the proper read. They were not really on point with the read in Inferno. So yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Goliath here. I'm gonna give it out. Goliath
Alright.
Gaming 2-1.
All right, Toxie, what's your take on this? Do you agree with your co-analyst in thinking that Goliath is going to be taking the win, or are you going to stick with your initial predictions for ATK Academy?
I just want to say, before we got this prediction, Sam was like, today I'm feeling ATK Academy. I'm gonna go with them. And now
Wait.
it's actually saw the
I
map
mean,
one.
now-
He's
He
like,
sold you out.
I mean,
And
now
he's
I'm
like-
in the mood. I'm really in the mood to actually analyze. So I'm actually getting my analyzing predictions.
don't trust this analyst.
So it's not our players that are doing the mind games; it's our analysts as well. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah.
Betrayal on
They-
analyst desk?
Is there proof that I said at ATK?
Yeah, but I would say that I agree with Sammy. I think if ATK manages to get this two, Goliath will get the two other maps. And if Goliath wins this two, that I think that's it. They're gonna win 2-0. ATK really did struggle in Inferno yesterday. They didn't have much plans, they didn't have the diversity, but I feel like if they manage to adapt, if they learn from their mistakes, we could see a different ATK Academy in Inferno. I think Inferno is a map that could go either way, and let's not forget that ATK Academy started on the T side yesterday, and they couldn't do much when they were on T side. Their CT was a bit better, so maybe right now, because Goliath picked Inferno, they would be on the CT side, so they might have better chance. It's gonna depend on the early rounds for ATK Academy on Inferno, but I feel like even Inferno has potential for ATK. So it's very possible. I wish that ATK Academy can give us that fight because this map pool, if there is one thing that's clear, it's Goliath in favor of Goliath. But I still think ATK Academy can make a comeback, but I'm still going for 2-1 as well with Goliath.
All right, so you have it right here. Our analyst desk actually do agree for once. You heard it here right now. And hopefully we're going to be seeing a spicy match from both ends. And before we waste any more time, let's go ahead and start the game. We're going to pass it on to Goals and Lighter. Good luck, guys.
Welcome. This is the grand final. Golsey, it's going to be a cracker. ATK Academy up against Goliath Gaming. Oof, what do you fancy if you're a betting man?
If I was a betting man, I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, this is ATK Academy versus Goliath, two big teams. Obviously, ATK surprising and taking some names on the way. But if I had to put my money somewhere, I think Goliath have pretty much been a pretty strong force to be reckoned with. I don't believe have lost a map pretty much since they formed this roster. But ultimately, ATK have made their way here, and they're certainly going to be a challenge. But yeah, just looking forward to a good grand final, man.
100%. And if you had to look at ATK's path all the way here, it's quite fortunate in the sense that they were on the other side of the bracket, the easier side. Over and above that, it was best of ones, and over and above that, WG kind of had a poor performance, and I think the best of three against them. And that's
And
all due
Vaynant.
respect to Vaynant. Oh my God, yeah, I was about to say, that guy's strong. He carries like floppy. But Goliath, yeah, let's just see how it goes straight into the game. Dust 2. Quite an open map, an easy map for the AWP players, so let's hope they get that money to refinance it. All 5 players from Goliath heading towards Long Massacre, opening up the scoreboard. I mean, from ATK, the fights are breaking up. They got a player in pit, so quite a strong hold from Goliath. Blaze linging around, standing strong. One of the star players for the ATK side. ADM, the captain of the Goliath team. Poison ready. He's going to get isolated from that smoke, so a lot of work on his hands right now. He's going to swing, picks up the first client, just trying to tap away. Blaze can't finish it off just yet. Worried about the support coming in. No shots landing. Eventually finishes him off with the last bullet. 4 players still remaining for Goliath Massacre. They got Spotcher, no Molotov to flush him out goal, so they have to come down to their headshots.
Yep.
In a moment.
Does seem we have a just have a technical issue there, guys. But again, pistol round. I mean, I feel like Adam got kind of abandoned there towards Ditch, but ultimately a 4 versus 2 scenario there. But yeah, Tools. I mean, let's just talk again a little bit about what's to come here. I mean, Dust 2. Do you think it favors like the underdog? Do you think ATK probably running off a hell of a lot of momentum as from yesterday, just really showing flames? It's not often that a team, I think as young as that, is able to perform such a comeback, especially against such a big name such as White Rabbit Gaming with that roster. So ultimately, really, 100%. I think the momentum is certainly something that's contributing to the game here.
100%. And when you look at the map pool, it kind of favors ATK Academy. It's one of those maps where it does to anything can go. Like I said, most players have played it, just a small update. And Inferno 2, same sort of story. It is quite a technical map when it comes to utility, etc. But once you get momentum, once things start rolling in your favor, the game can run away from you. But looking at Goliath's performance throughout their campaign from the previous matchup in the semi-final, they look quite strong. Even before that in the quarterfinal, they look quite strong. In a best of one where the pressure really is there. So it seems that they got the composure, and as a unit, they're looking good. They're hitting their shots, and we don't actually know what their star players are. But Golzy, we'll be jumping into a 5-minute pause, guys. So just take it easy, get your popcorn, get your juices, and we'll be straight back soon.
You caught my soul when I was falling. You moved the cross to stop me from hitting the ground. And every goal there was a meaning. For this love ain't kryptonite. And if you keep me close, every minute in this hourglass you hold. Oh, 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 and when I fall too deep, will you be there when I'm ready to save it? A superhero in
wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. Darkness, your friend, you get me at the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. Ah, I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. Darkness, your
We're back, guys. You're gonna have to just spend a bit more time with us. We're gonna switch into podcasting mode, girls. But let's just talk about this tournament a little, how it unfolded, what it actually means to us, and mostly, I mean, who do you think are gonna be the victors in this matchup?
Yeah, look, I think ultimately the most exciting part for me is regardless whoever actually wins this match, it's they go up against NASA, one of the most formidable teams from the Middle East. Ultimately, a big name. They've competed in many tournaments internationally. I mean, this is a team that played in the minor qualifiers as well for the major that was also dominating, and ultimately a well-recognized esports organization as well. So I think the most exciting part for me is that finally there's some sort of link between the South African region or the African region as well as the Middle East that is getting opportunities like this to compete against one another, and that's the most important parts. And I'm really excited to see how these South African teams test their mettle up against a strong name like NASA. That's the most important part to me. So whichever team it is, at the end of the day, I'm going to be rooting for both of them.
100%. And if you just dial it back a little, jump on the teleporting beam. We had a 2016 ESL Africa, which was one of the first, and we got to see the mixture of Southern Africa or North Africa versus Southern Africa in the battle. And ever since that, I mean, how many years was that ago? We haven't had one ever since. So this is a really nice opportunity. And like you mentioned, NASA is a formidable force. They've been in the minor qualifiers, and was it 2020 or 2019 actually? And funny enough, it was Goliath up against them in one of the qualifying games, and it was a narrow win. I mean, just looking over here, it was went to the third map, 16-6. Goliath that took the win versus NASA. I'm sure they're watching this game in anticipation, wanting revenge up against Goliath Gaming. So now there's opportunity for them to do so. The only, issue would be the connectivity. But other than that, it just comes down to mentality. For me personally, it's been done before, so it's gonna be an interesting clash.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's also really cool to kind of consider. I mean, today we saw on Twitter, we saw a couple of hints towards lands and stuff, especially in the local scene. I think that's really exciting. I think we hopefully, and I'm really crossing my fingers that we're heading into some sort of post-COVID era where, the likes of teams from South Africa, from the African region, even from the Middle East, are able to go and find their routes to play in these in big tournaments across the world as things start opening up. Comps are busy happening all over Europe. They're going to start happening in America and Asia and all the rest pretty soon once hopefully this pandemic moves along, so we can all just go back to the CS that we all love and enjoy, which is that land CS. And ultimately it's about an opportunity for the guys from Africa to also go and test the mettle. The only way in which you improve as a community or as a region is to be able to play against regions that are much stronger. And once they bring back that experience, once they bring back that caliber, you've seen a remarkable improvement in the skill set. I mean, if I look at the players that are playing in ATK Academy and Goliath Gaming, these are youngsters. When we went back to overseas in 2014, I think it was ESWC France. We were already 20, 21, 23. We were old already, and just to see that, I certainly wouldn't be able to take on any of these teams right now. And it's really just lovely to see and watch the development unfold. And I really hope that more South African teams follow the footsteps of the likes of TC, JT. These guys have just been signed by Complexity, arguably one of the best orgs in the world. And it's epic to see, from an African or a regional perspective, that after a couple years grind through Bravado, through ATK, actually ATK in this final, one of the teams that actually supported them overseas, is now kind of resulting in some serious professional careers over there. And it's, for me personally, and I'm a very proud South African, but I think it's time for that recognition to come through in regular opportunity. And I think the only way for our team to get to that next level is for that to happen.
100%. And you mentioned 2014, those opportunities were quite rare, but it was still competitive. Now you can see the kids coming up right now, their mechanics are 100% better than what they were back then when we were still coming up. So not only now are they getting the opportunity, now we didn't even know what a pop flash was. The hard work that's coming through. Exactly. We came back with groundbreaking technology with pop flashes in 2014, but now all that information is trickling down. You mentioned ATK Academy. They're called an academy for a reason, because the main roster is in Mexico competing right now, and I'm sure there's links between them and there's a communication chain, so they can trickle down knowledge. Blaze was part of that roster too, so he's kind of doing the same. So they're kind of opening the gate and once you get your foot in the door, the rest starts to get motivated and inspired by that. And it's tournaments like the Legion African Cup that provide that opportunity for us to perform. Not only that, now we have the opportunity to practice and play against other regions and the rest of the world, which is phenomenal throughout your year. And the way that it started off in January, if you think about it, this is the first tournament, this is the first big one for the year. So it's to get that experience under your belt, just to gauge where you're at compared to the rest of your opponents. And right now, it looks like in the hierarchy, the brackets were kind of mismatched a little bit. At the same time, you got WRG, you got Dynamic, you got all these teams in the top 5, and ATK Academy busting through with the strong performance. Usually you see gradual growth, but they already found themselves in a grand final. So for players like Bam, I think, and Malkis, that's mad experience, and they're going to capture it and hold that and use that to propel them forward, as well as Vaynant. I mean, he looks like he's been here for years, the way he's playing with the confidence and the flamboyancy in which he moves around the map and collects all those shots. You look at the side of Goliath, you got Zox and Triton, or the new 2 up-and-comers, same. I mean, this is probably one of their first grand finals and probably their careers, one of the bigger ones in their careers. So, yeah, it's quite an interesting prospect. And how do you think they're going to fare, I mean, throughout their careers and these new young guns with the opportunity? Will it be like 2016? Where you just saw a gush through of just talent and big tournaments and the spectacle, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that was obviously. I mean, that was a long time ago that we've actually had such a healthy year in the local CS:GO competitive scene. But with that said, I definitely think so. I don't think our scene's ever been this competitive. I don't think we've had this many young up and coming players that are doing the damage that they're doing, especially to the more experienced guys. We kind of had this. We've had this shift since then, that all the youngsters that were being brought up by them, they've actually become the experienced players. You're looking at ADM, Massacre, Blaze on ATK side as well, all competed overseas, played against all the top teams in DreamHack and the likes of it. So ultimately, it's really cool to just see them now filtering that experience through to players like Zox and the Vaynants of the world that get the opportunity to ultimately step up and play at a high competitive level and hopefully one day represent South Africa and bring back more experience. But just to catch off quickly, I mean, obviously in the playoffs, to talk about the roots of these two teams, we have, ATK Academy, who cruised through, Nibble Hayes, Regicide Gaming, who really, really impressed as well. That was a really tight game. And then, of course, that of White Rabbit Gaming, which was a real close game, nailed biter, absolute. And it was the good old reverse sweep tools. That was the incredible part about that, and especially with such a young team against an experienced team. I really, really appreciate the fact that they were able to dig deep and actually pull out a performance like that out of the hat. But yeah, take us through the other side of the bracket and how Goliath fared.
Well, for Goliath, kind of an easy route as well, just starting off, and not just before the round of 16, actually. Forfeit first mix, Bravo, and then was Dynamic. It was, I don't know, it was the same story against Vibin, right, where Dynamic just dropped very important rounds that could have propelled them forward to make the game more interesting, but Goliath just took it in quite an easy score. It was like a single digit, 16-8 or 16-7. Vibin, that was tough. It was looking good, and that's when I think Vibin really put their flag in the sand or in the snow, and looking at Dynamic and Bravado, so they're gonna have to watch out for them. But it was a 2-0 to them, but they found themselves in the final, and this is like a story versus the darkest of horses' goals, like that shiny dark horse that just reflects chrome up against the shiny shield of Goliath. They probably on paper look a bit better than ATK Academy, so you would call them the favorites in this matchup. So if you're a betting man, I mean, you put a bit of coin here, but if you're a man who loves a great story, a true trial and tribulation, overcoming all those obstacles and picking up the trophy at the end, you put a bit of coin in ATK Academy, because my God, they threw this roster together, I think the last month or so, and they found themselves in the grand final, one of their first. So it's right now the CV's looking good, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've already made a statement here in the local scene. They've struck themselves as a competitive roster. But again, off the back of Blaze is going to bring a wealth of experience. There's no ways you can actually place a value on how much, even just a little bit of time. I mean, you and I, when we were able to compete overseas, just spending like 6 or 7 days getting absolutely battered and bruised there, we learned a lot. Blaze spent some quality time over there and ultimately has come back. There's no ways that he's not being, he's literally going to be able to push these players to the level that they didn't even know that they were ready for or could actually play at. And it's clearly evident these guys have come out of nowhere, put this roster together, and ultimately, again, represent the organization at a very, very high level in local CS. And I mean, it's really awesome to see. And from the side of Goliath as well, really love the fact that there's some youth coming up into the roster, and they're looking pretty solid. They've ultimately been, they've had built this roster towards the end of last year, I believe. And yeah, so far so good. But it does seem like we're going to be getting into the game in a little while too. So again, we're going to get back into it. Are we going to have some score predictions? Yes, so for this first map.
Yeah, might as well get the predictions out the way. I'm going to go first map 16-8, 16-9 in the favor of Goliath. Second map, similar scoreline, 16-8, 16-9. I just feel ATK Academy have that firepower, but they're lacking a bit of coordination. And I think mid-round is where they need to just clean themselves up a little. But we're going to be jumping into the game very shortly. So get your hands ready, rub them together, lay back and enjoy the view, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 Goliath Gaming in the lead. They got the buys up, but ATK Academy, a buy of their own. So this is where they want to be starting off their campaign to success goals.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is the grand final here for the Legion by Lenovo Cup. You see some long control coming out from ATK, but no, they are pushed back, pushed away, and CTs have maintained that long position. ATK are still waiting there, perhaps going to do a little bit of a delayed pop, taking things very, very slowly here. See that ATK have got the superior buy here. Not much util on the side of Goliath at this point in time.
Very nice. The danger man. He's looking to pick up another MVP for this matchup. Oof. Whenever those bullets rattle through the doors, you're gonna at least some concern, but an anxiety running through your veins. But we're going to group up towards Cat, and there's a bits and pieces of utility, so they can set them up quite nicely and just make Goliath look difficult trying to defend that site. Massacre, a good position, yeah. And he decides to forfeit it, and all due respect, it makes sense. It makes sense. You don't want to get isolated.
Yep. I love this late angle from him. They're not going to expect him to have this door unless they clear it out, but all four players are walking towards this A site, and Massacre's going to get the first. They step out to clear the second. That spacing and trading, beautiful from ATK. They're able to now breach the site. They're going to be popping from top as well. This is an A split, and right now it is Triton that is taking these fights towards long. Eventually, it is Dweezil that's there to support him. Eventually gets taken out by Bane, and 2 versus 2 now. Zox already been tapped. Baynard needs to get across there. He's got the bomb. He throws it forward and gonna get onto that car. Aim towards top. Bam. Gonna plant that bomber. It is up to Zox and ADM on the side of Goliath that are gonna be doing this retake tools.
Yeah, they have to stay quite close to each other. ATK, one towards car, really good post one set up by them. Bant taking some damage, goes down eventually, and ADM deletes the last, and that's going to be the third round. ATK did well that round, so to just get back in, get the trades towards long. Eventually, Vaynant, that Deagle. I want to call him Young Veve. He continues with this performance. But the bomb is going to net them some cash in the bank to purchase up once again. And continue with their onslaught and their attack. Goliath looking to find some balance, looking to find some comfortability and get the economy rolling once again. Young Dweez with the AVP.
Yeah, full investment coming out of ATK as well. AK-47s all round. Quite a bit of util in the pockets of Goliath. A little bit of a utility advantage for certain. And all 5 players from ATK not really spreading out. You can see that they want to focus on this long control. Goliath at the moment, superior util available, and it does look like they're going to be smoking off that middle area and going to be doing another sort of A rapid, more of a focus on towards top this time. You can see Massacre. Oh, Alkies with a dirty shot there towards Dweezil, just pre-fires him. Massacre certainly spots a play towards long. He's able to clear it now, pushes out, and they've certainly spotted him, but the whole of the team is moving towards top. Massacre needs to retake long, I think, and now... Oh, beautiful little nade coming there from CT Spawn, doing quite a bit of damage. And right now, the bomb is planted for top. ATK are holding those positions. You can see Massacre has moved towards that long area. They need to wait for him to get a bit closer before they act on this retake. But 4 versus 4 now. There are a few players that are low on the side of ATK, and now it comes in. Triton quick, kills here towards the site. Another one goes down. It's all up to Vaynant, the danger man, the Vay. As you said, Molly goes down. Is he going to be able to hold it? No. He's forced back, but now he's going to need to peek. And the smoke goes down as well. It's going to make things a little bit uncomfortable. And it is ADM with the sidestep, tap, and 4-0 now for Goliath Gaming. Comfortable retake for them, and looked dicey there for a second, but ultimately they reign supreme.
100%, and you saw midway through that retake, they actually caught an audible. They wanted to retake through Cat, but that's where the post-mont was set up, so going through CT spawn through long is the other option. They went as a team collectively, landed some good shots, and eventually it all crumbled apart. So ATK Academy, what's doing well for them is that plant that keeps coming through, so keeping their chances alive, reinvestments into round-to-round. Massacre, starting with aggression nice and early in this series. Pop flash towards middle, no one's at home. And is he going to play it? All right, he's going for it. This is the playmaker for Goliath, but they've seen this before. The shenanigans, bam. Waking up nice and early. Dweezil gets the trade towards lowers, so keeping it even for now. Still early up in this round. Long control.
Yeah,
firmly in the hands of ATK.
Yeah, and now they do have that play towards Stitch. That's going to kind of activate some sort of like A presence there, but now you see Zox is setting up for this DP pushing right now. All the T's are moving towards him right now, and Zox is in the perfect prime position, gets one frag and pulls out a flashbang as well. It's an untimely push that they're certainly going to try and put some pressure off the back of that. Now they're going to rush into the B site. As you can see, flashbangs coming in. Adam's holding the site now, and he waits for his rotations and his teammates to come through. They do still have a play towards long. 45 seconds on the clock, so they do need to make some sort of decision, but that's the bomb. He gets dropped, and now he's up to Bam. Collects the bomb, 3 versus 2, and it's a bit of a split now. Bam's trying to make it all the way back, and he needs to split towards lowers. He's got real... Oh, he's going to cross the doors now. Does he have a way to get past? He's going to throw that smoke. They do need to fight that duel. Oh, and they spam through. It's not enough. They tag him. But certainly know that he is activating towards that A side. And now it is Falls that spots him. And they're going to start getting aggressive right behind him. Triton and ADM hot on the heels here of ATK. And ATK have turned this around despite having big positional disadvantage. They've made their way around the map and certainly made this into a winnable situation. They wide peek together. Triton changes targets beautifully, and now the final play is on ramp. It is Bam. Really low HP now. ADM's holding it. Beautiful headshot there, and Goliath put another on the board. Very close call there for him. But ultimately get the job done.
All right, ATK showing some life. They keep keeping the dream alive. Get that bomb down. I like to see it, making it competitive. Money of the Goliath game is taking quite the hit, so if these reinvestments might come back to break them. The score is 5-0. Don't let that fool you a little. ATK, they're doing quite well to stay in this, and it just takes one round to streak a few of your own together. Still no AWP for ATK. It's been a struggle financially, but it's only a matter of time. Early round utility from both teams being tossed back and forth.
Yeah, this is a lot more standard coming out of ATK now. They spread across the map, taking that lowest control, just waiting outside of long, going to bait some sort of butyl. Of course, expecting that long to be taken by the CTs, and now they can make their next move. It's just not a 5-man clump. They've got all the areas of the maps covered. They know that there's no crazy aggression. They're not going to get flanked or anything like that. Now, top control is going to be established by ATK Academy. Soon the defenses of Goliath Gaming will be put under pressure.
Yeah, the double AWP. One of the most formidable tools in the camp of Goliath, or necessarily just the CT side. Dust 2 lends its hand to that weapon. So ATK can be quite diligent with their utility usage to avoid it. Weasel, kind of a tight crack angle to work with towards the middle. It's very hard to hit the shot with an angle like that. You see the struggles there. Mitsubishi smoke, but that's a ruse. They'll be heading towards the A site. Problem is, it's 3 players from Goliath Gaming. Ready and waiting arms, the utility, the smokes, providing some cover. The flashbangs to trigger the push through towards arm with ADM with their AWP. Picks up once he gets a tag. Triton's going to finish one. Headshot, 2 ADMs there. The left-right hook punches working up. 2-man advantage. Goliath the bomb once again. In quite the theme for ATK. Just not being able to finish them off towards the end. Just get that post plant in the bag.
Yeah, 2 versus 4 now, and 2 players are towards long. One's going to move CT, but he gets taken out. This is now suddenly a game for, oh no, 1 versus 3 now. Blaze has so much to do in such a tough position. If he was top, maybe he would have a chance, but ultimately it is Goliath maintaining that maintaining that long control. Very critical there. ADM able to get the kills as they're moving into the site and fall back, come in with support, and ultimately retake the site. 6-0 now. Goliath are looking solid. ATK
100%.
really having a lot of success getting into the sites, but those post-plant situations, they seem to always go into them with a little bit of a disadvantage, and it's obviously tough when you're always in that position.
I just wanted to say, ATK, that it's the post plant that's really betraying them, and it's the Achilles heel. And then you just find some consistency there. Once I think they start picking up some clutches of their own, it might snowball. Like I said, every round has been competitive. There hasn't been probably one eco since the first gun round. Never since. ATK keeping the heads in it. They just can't lose spurs or any motivation. They need to keep pushing the envelope. Keep testing Goliath. Find the chinks in the armor. Nice door hint smoke to get Blaze across. Just a stock standard default coming out from ATK. 3 smokes, 3 flashes, and a Molotov left. They need to just be a bit more decisive about those last pieces if they want to exec upon a site or hit a Mitsubi. They're important. Triton, nice tight angle to work with. Then he finds a headshot with the A. You mentioned goals. He's always moving to sites at that disadvantage. They need to find the advantage and move into a site with favorable odds. A little close smoke just to flush out anyone playing close door. But it's going to be once again a cap breach ADM with that all. Sitting here, car. Doesn't have the support here the previous round from Triton, ADM, so just need to land some important shots here.
Yeah, and right now you can see that Massacre has pushed all the way through long doors again, but the timing couldn't be worse. Now 4 players are barreling into the site. ADM holding the tight angle there. Gonna get that nade across into the site. Certainly does some damage. Triton drops the bomb as well. That's gonna cause some issues. 18 seconds left here. Pressure is certainly on them to plant here, but no. Are able to retrieve it, and they should be able to plant, no problem. 2 versus 2 now. Finally, they find themselves in a position where they've got even odds, and retake is on the way. Malkis and Bayan surely heard a play there. No, Bayan goes down. Malkis gets that trade headshot, looks towards top, but doesn't expect to play a ramp. And it is Dweezil that closes things out. And again, just coming down to the wire, and Goliath closes it out. Man, these rounds are coming down literally to small, minor little details there. Perfect adjustment there from ATK. I felt like the breach was on point. They got into a situation where they could easily, hold it down, but ultimately it is Goliath stick together, come up towards that ramp area, and successful with the retake once again. We do go into a pause here again. I'm assuming that it's a tactical. Nope, it is a 4 versus 5 disconnect there on the side of Goliath Gaming.
Yeah, and for me, if we can't see the kill feed now, but it's even between the 2 teams. The only difference is the score, and mostly coming down to a 1v1 or a 2 versus 1 clutch. And again, they keep losing a man earlier on, ATK, so they need to just stop the bleed there, and they'll be able to keep a lid on it. 7-0, 1 round away from Goliath winning the half, and no rounds yet being found by ATK. So this pause should do them well, regather their thoughts, try and find a solution to their ongoing problems.
Yep, I have heard.
No up though, goals
from
like,
above,
surely...
from up top. Sorry, there's apparently a technical issue with one of the players' keyboard issue, so probably going to hit a little restart then and get into it. But yeah, please continue, my friend.
Like I was saying, no up found on ATK. Falls the main AWP player, and the reason you pick up an AWP player is so he uses the gun. So he needs to do everything he can. Maybe half investing in some rounds. But I get it. They keep chasing the economy, keep trying to break the economy of Goliath. So sometimes there's just not enough in the bank. But when do you cut your losses? Do you keep chasing? At some point, I mean, you play a whole half, and you can't play the way you've practiced. Because the way you've practiced most of the time is with 4 rifles and an AWP. Just your important strats at that too.
Not only that, man, but Falls actually, once he started picking up the AWP yesterday, I mean, I wouldn't say he was responsible for the tide turning, but ultimately he did have a lot of impact frags. Did have 1 or 2 rounds where he got those frags and really, really managed to change the tides and ultimately bring it back for his team. And Yep, I would certainly agree with you. But again, if you're just rolling that round by round, everything's so close, you want to be putting. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's 7-0 up, and right now, a Goliath's economy 1,400, 3,200, 2,000, 1,000. That doesn't look like 7-0 in the lead kind of economics. So this game is certainly a lot closer than the scoreline looks. And again, one round away are 80K from being able to build 2, 3, 4 rounds very quickly, very similar to what they did yesterday. So don't count them out just yet.
Well, still opportunity for them to even win the half come up in this next round. So they have to just figure out a system or a way to avoid the double AWP, not getting picked off early. And then once they exec on the site, it looks good. They're getting the even trades rolling in, the bombs consistently going down. So putting themselves in a fancy spot to pick one up. So that'll generally be the discussions in the camp of TK. Sure, there's a Blaze, the IGL, I'm not too sure. But again, that's probably a new role for him. So this is a nice learning curve.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for him, I mean, as a player, I'm not too sure if he is the IGL or not. But what I do know is that he's gone from a player that's really been one of he's almost like an academy player in itself. He's been brought up through Big Five into these rosters and kind of been, pulled along and been polished off as a player to eventually become this beast that is Blaze. And now he's in that role of guiding the team, of helping the team and focusing on many more things other than just on his crosshair. And it's beautiful to see player development like that, and clearly has had an impact on this roster that are here all the way in the grand final. So really epic. But yep, guys, we've just heard now that we should be jumping into this game very shortly. Apparently the issue has been resolved, and the pause should be resumed at any moment now. But we'll be jumping straight back into this game. What do you think 80K need to do? I think obviously getting those first
change it up.
advantages are critical. Yeah. Mid to B maybe contest that long a bit more aggressively, because they haven't done that in a while.
So for me, like just get in their faces and get the early trades going on. Don't lose the man, going through your default and trying to find map control here with uncertainty. And the utility usage has been good, but the fact to keep losing a man means it's not thorough enough. So avoid the double AWP, maybe a fast mid to B, maybe a fast B hit. We haven't really seen any of Mickey plays just yet. All those all-in assaults. We've just seen quite a default hit long. Don't get long. Okay, cool. Let's try get cat. Don't get cat. Lose a man. Moving to the side. Disadvantage. And then they're losing the post one. So far, now bottleneck towards A. Dweezil heading towards cat. And this is what I'm talking about. Losing a man early. And they can't do much from here. What they haven't, they favors that Molotov, but it's not going to last long. Leaves Massacre in isolation, but again, they're not capitalizing on that room and space that they've created. And you can really see the full rotation coming out from Goliath, and the counter util already being popped down. Massacre is going to play around the smoke, not phased it a little. Pop flash coming through, and yeah, trying to be the hero, gets taken out. Instant headshot and from monkeys. The fire, the Molotovs are quite disruptive. Goliath are making it work, and the taps are coming through, and they're just melting away. Yes,
That looks
smooth,
dirty.
but damn,
One
Blaze.
Yeah,
all right.
Blaze. Beautiful shot now, but 3 versus 2 flash comes through and Triton steps on top of it. Zox getting all up close and personal with that AWP, but it doesn't matter. Triton takes him out, and slightly more convincing around there from Goliath Gaming. And again, just 80K losing that first player towards that short. They seem to be very favoring these 4-1 splits, and I think either need to change to like a 3-2 with more of a two-pronged attack, or perhaps just change things out. I think one of the more successful rounds they had was when they started off with the default, and it does feel like they're trying to make these very one-dimensional sort of areas of attack. We do see a smoke coming out towards long. They're certainly faking that control, but numbers are towards B. Now Zox is in towards that lowest area. No understanding of where they are. ADM is going to be able to throw that smoke down and prevent any sort of burst, but they're committing anyway. Oh, and the timing isn't good on the peak, and now they are peeking towards him. He needs to get out. The bomb site is for free, and this is probably one of the worst scenarios here. Oh, Zox is going to get done by Melkis as well. No, that is Triton actually giving them the rifles, and this is a disaster for Goliath. They've given away a rifle, and now they need to retake the B site. We spoke about this yesterday. We know that this is one of the toughest, most hardcore sites to retake, but they do have a ton of util. Why not try? They got some money in the bank, but in my opinion, it's almost worthwhile being a save here. Oh, flashes come through, and One player goes down, eventually it's traded out. Oh, that is the crossfires that are coming through, and all the players go down. ATK Academy convincingly win that round. They're going to pick up the AWPs, they're going to pick up the AK-47s, Colts. What a round for them.
100% good round, and I felt that it was a round for them to win. You just saw that Goliath didn't have a good read on the economy and went for that erratic play through lows without an AWP and just isolated ADM, couldn't find any entries, and just the sheer numbers just busted their way through B and opened it up. And you shut down, you get a post plant at B, you're sitting pretty. That's where you want the disadvantage. Blaze, good shot. He was blind as ever. So this is working out. Things are looking good. We just need to string some rounds together.
They certainly are in the position to do so. There's absolutely no economy left on the side of Goliath. If they lose this round, they're going to be saving for at least 2. So ATK, this is an important round for them. And they do seem like they want to group up towards that long, capitalize on that pick. And I do agree with this decision. Keep the combat at a distance and keep the team together. Spacing and trading is critical, boys, especially for the T side.
It's that open Zox, man, that's dangerous. He's wielding it, sitting near Cat. If he gets towards that A spot before the move up along, he's going to be sitting pretty. Molotov towards Card, just doing their due diligence. Get your AWP in to pit. This is the core. It is Blaze wielding the pop flashes through the smoke, but they're dinking each other. Triton gets a double. So Kevin, they're going to boost the AWP player on site. So Blaze versus Zox. Lands the shot first. The bomb is sitting in no man's land. It has been called out. That sent, I think, Falls. He's going to be lurking through Cat. So ADM has the duel on his hands. And element of surprise work. So Malky puts Zox in a bad spot. Does he fall down? The flash is good. He jiggles him out. Gets the a nice jiggle hit shot. Triton, last player alive at the farmhouse. 1 versus 3. And everyone talks about the farmhouse betraying them. Let's see how he fares. And there we go. Goes down. Blaze finishes off second round on the board. Economy for Goliath in pieces.
Yeah, extremely messy situation there for Goliath. They go for the pop flash push through the smoke. The timing is perfect. The util is perfect. The only thing is they step out. They both take the jewel in the same line of fire, shoot each other in the head, and ultimately only able to take down 2 where they were in a position to definitely do a lot more damage. But the MVP of that round, certainly Melky's coming up huge there for ATK. Beautiful little kill onto Adam as he looks towards the stairs, able to beat him to the jewel. And, oh, look at this. 4-man little push-up middle. And now ATK are retreating out. They have got that long control. Warp comes through. All 5 players are pushing up. And, oh, it's dirty. A little bit of mess. So close. No damage is done. The threat is entirely dealt with. ADM coming with a little bit of a delayed peak, but not going to be able to do much. ATK put 3 on the board. And this is the comeback that we were talking about, Tools. And question is, oh, we do see a buy coming out of Goliath. They're going to challenge us straight away.
The tides have turned. So ATK sitting with the bank and Goliath just putting together, scrapping some coins, some pieces just to get the bare minimum of util. They got the A1s, no AWP, so that's been the success factor for Goliath and getting those opening kills. So no opening kills with the AWPs, have to come down to the rifles. A bit tough this time, but Blazer, is he the new AWP for ATK? Usually we see Falls wielding that weapon, so doesn't really matter. He's pretty good with it. We've seen the highlights. We've seen his YouTube clips.
Yeah, he seems to have taken over that responsibility. I thought it was more of a spawn-based thing at first, but it does seem like he's holding on to it there. Falls obviously not having any sort of issue with relinquishing that AWP. Now, things have slowed down. ATK spread across the map. I do prefer this type of setup. Oh, beautiful little flash there coming through.
Good old Veve. Open up the scoreboard. Zox in a spot of bother here. He's about to get cleaned up. Finds the first. Finds the second. Oh, gets shredded up. But he's done the work. He's done the hard job. It's ADM isolated on that A site. We already see Dweezil flanking towards Longit. Trying to catch some timing. ADM. What a swift headshot. Doesn't expect the second. So 2 versus 2. Bomb site for the taking. ATK even have some space to set up a good post plant if need be. Utility will provide some much time needed. Triton.
Yep.
And Dweezil. He's got a smoke and he's just trying to figure out where it is you want to put it down towards tunnels, but I think they're going to just wait and just see if ATK open up and peek unnecessarily. Feynman is going to swing through doors, finds the first headshot, and there we go. Crossfire works out for ATK. Fourth round on the board. If they had that a bit sooner in the half, I mean, sure, you cannot but think they might actually have been in the lead. Goliath back to an eco. And I'm sure they're thinking, guys, we were winning with AWPs. Do we save enough and get to that point? Or, you know, do we make rounds a bit jarring and enduring for ATK and these half by semi-ecos?
Long control being established, and again, ATK kind of should have an idea that the economy is in a rough position for Goliath. All 5 players moving towards the long period, but again, Goliath have got this read. They're going to be taking the gamble. They're going to just be holding the smoke. No flashes to pop through this time, and just going to wait for that cross and have to take all of these fights. Right now, Blaze peeking into the side, not really finding anything, and going to be able to throw some more smokes down, but soon the challenge needs to be made. Right now, the bomb is going to go down. Perhaps just going to look for some exit frags, if anything. Oh, first kill go the way of ATK. All 3 players of Goliath waiting in that top area.
What's the Maltese is having a bit of fun over there. Oh, Triton. Oh, Triton. Is he really doing this to them? Oh, he gets the third. He's really setting Goliath up for this round. Looking for a bit more, and he gets the 4th Triton. You absolute beast. 1 player left. He goes for the second defuse because he needs to. He gets tapped away, and all the heroics for nothing but a valiant effort. Sure, that's going to be a highlight for him. Very expensive round for ATK. He gets 4 crazy deep headshots like that. Goodness gracious me. Now, ATK fans are right there. I'm sure they're in chat. Mr. Produce, Mr. Produce.
Yeah, there's so much bank. There's so much bank on the side of ATK. You know, they've won 5 in a row, and just look at the difference. This game is really, really tight, Chad. Long control is being established. Oh, bam. Perfectly taken out. Flash comes through, but Triton able to trade it up. He's not going to get that trade in return. Is Blaze looking for it out the doors. Starts looking at him, takes that shot, but now needs to get back. But it is Massacre that comes through and spams through the smoke in support of Triton and puts things in an advantage. And now 2 players left from ATK. They're both moving towards that middle area, and they are in a position to flank towards this B site. Vaynant just looking towards that A site, looking for a frag, and oh no, it is Triton that's going to find him eventually. And now it's all up to Malkies.
Gets the trade though. All right, 1 versus 3. His turn for some heroics. It's Dweezil, an AWP car. As a Pride on Cat. ADM anchoring B Massacre towards long, so got some space. He's got some individual 1v1s he can try find. But Dweezil, I've never seen a Dweezil miss a shot like that, like a player just jiggle peeking or swinging. He's quite snappy with his aim, so he catches that shot. He's not in flashy AWPer, but he's consistent.
Yeah, absolutely, the stock standard stuff, and that's what you kind of look for in an AWPer, right? It's all fair and well having the fancy plays, the clutches, all that jazz, but you want a guy that's going to be able to get those first picks, open up the map, kind of get that first frag, makes you feel at ease. And yeah, we do see long control here coming through again. Both teams going to contest. Bam takes the frag, and again, easy kill, early advantage for ATK. 5-man sets of util there, barreling towards long. Blaze takes another one as well. Beautiful little peek there, and they picking them apart, but they're going to be hitting this long, and there's still 2 players kind of waiting for them. They're going to have to gamble stack here, but no. Oh, it's a disaster for Goliath. ATK are just taking every single duel and sticking as a unit, all 5-man together. Slightly unconventional, but it's working here, and they've put, unless it's absolute heroics from Zox, they've definitely managed to put a 6th on the board. They're not going to come from top here and cause some sort of issue. No, Zox has fallen just under the headshot angle.
Yeah, Zox is just waiting for them to just bleed a little. Ah! Woo-wee! Alright, so Malki's top frag, and quite contrary to the previous games, we saw Triton on his side at the half for Goliath. ATK bouncing back real strong. I mean, if you look, they're string 5 rounds together, lose one, pick up another. You lift your head when you see a half like that, especially if you're the player on the server.
Absolutely brilliant recovery there from ATK. We saw it yesterday. We see it here again. 9-6. Certainly, I think both teams going to be happy with this half and just puts more intensity onto this one. Goliath barreling towards that B side, and they are going to meet a stack in the form of ATK Academy. All 5 players are moving through. Flashes over the roof, and now they are blind. Bayon can't support the play towards Car, but it is Bam that goes huge. 2 quick frags. Players are stuck there trying to throw Util. The support is there in the form of Falls, and it's just no, that's all she wrote. Beautiful flash in response. Now it's all up to Zox. 1 versus 3, but no. ATK pick up that pistol, close that gap to 2, and they're on their way for tying this up, Tools. And considering how this game started, they're certainly going to be happy with that as a result. And what a good read from them. Stack the B site in the beginning. Goliath just barrel in, and as they look to make their set piece and take the site with their util, they ultimately just get picked apart. Support reigns in. Flashes are good. Headshots are good, and ATK are good.
Yeah, I'm sure Goliath, I think, got hit by their own flashes, so that hold to the entry frag is there little, and you get bottlenecked, and a pistol round at B, you're gonna get chopped up and split up in pieces. So an eco round. Potentially a purchase on the next. Good flash through middle. It's gonna be a Mitsubi. Smoke up on Zox. He's gonna pop that through. They're gonna wait for it, but speed defense. They got rifles, they got FAMASs. Goliath looking real squishy, real poised to get some free kills. What? He gets isolated in side plays, but Feynand's cleaning it up. Unfortunately, things pulled it together. They put a lid on it. It's 8 rounds for ATK Academy. They got real close. I mean, sure, overwhelmed. He's wondering where Feynand was, but he's, I guess it was like U-Haul tunnels, U-Haul outside big. Good luck, lad. The buy round, ATK, using it as a bonus.
Yep, and now long control being established by the CTs. They use a wealth of utility there. Goliath kind of just waiting it out, and they've ultimately taken a slow approach here.
And ATK, I like the readjustment here. Let's forfeit long, we have control, and let's go fight for top, because they're anticipating you losing long. They're going to want to take cat control, MP9s. That's the close quarter combat they'll be looking for. Blaze just sitting near the door, trying to phase the smoke, and you can see when I get those MP9s in your face, or in their faces rather, Vamp sitting nice and close, waiting for a pop flash. ADM, is he gonna beat it? Falls. They're gonna set up here, 2 man, and they've heard both weapons. ADM is gonna be calling that out. Oh my goodness, Bam. Trying to use the gimmicky play, peeking before the smoke gets, or the molly gets taken out. Still 5 versus 5. Lots of damage being done though.
Yeah, you can see Malky sitting up for the top flash here. Bam, low HP. Gonna take the opportunity, Falls, peaks as well, and note the support comes through, and beautiful 2 little frags from them, but eventually it is Massacre Victor brings in the trade, but he gets killed as well, dealt with from Blaze, and now they look towards B. Zox has opened things up, and this is certainly now an opportunity for Goliath. That smoke is gonna block things off, but Blaze is already there by the window. Oh, the molly is gonna allow them to plant. This is certainly gonna make things into a slightly more winnable situation for Goliath, considering the losses that they sustained in the beginning of this round. They've managed to bring things level now. It's all up to Triton and Zox to hold this post-plant position. Numbers are moving towards that tunnel's position. Blaze only the one. This MP9 soon. Goliath are going to be under pressure. ATK just patiently waiting to have the 2-prong attack, and there we go. They come through the tunnels, and eventually one gets taken out. Zox just getting overwhelmed there. 3 versus 1, not much you can do, and ATK level things up. First time this has happened since the start of this map, and what a shift of momentum here. Beautiful stuff from ATK Academy, and we spoke about the story. We saw the same thing happen yesterday. And here we sit, 9-9 on the first map. Dust 2. This is ATK's map pick, feeling very comfortable on it, looking very good on it.
Yeah, it looks like they've been putting some work in. Some good, hard elbow grease always comes into effect. Just some information. Ooh, Triton very close. Bullets buzzing past the ear. Blaze an aggressive push down lows, nets himself an opener. Now he needs to get out. 4 opponents right next to him here. Where does he want to go? Support does come through, Falls and Cap, delivering some headshots, and teamwork makes the dream work. Eventually Triton gets a trade, but kind of expect most of these rounds, or 9 times out of 10, ATK to be picking these deco just a deco scout purchased. You don't want to be giving too much away. Remember, 3 is the magic number. You get that, and you start running into a recession if you're ATK. So you need to watch out for that. And yeah, 2 players sitting in cap. Never gonna work out for Triton's Massacre left with the scout, and yeah, you kind of think that it would be the AWP players with the scout, but Massacre seems to be fond of this. Not the Massacre we saw in the previous matchup, getting those multi-kills and really opening up the scoreboard for Goliath. It's been a pretty tamed first map so far. It's Triton putting up 23 kills so far. Big numbers, goals, big numbers. I think it's for ATK putting up the numbers. It is. That's the sound cue. That's tickets for Massacre. And there we go. Malky's finishing off the round. 21 kills. Puts himself in the lead for the first time in this matchup. ATK proving why they picked up this map.
And they take the lead, Toolsy. 10-9 now. And Goliath certainly feeling an entire shift of momentum here. Feeling a bit shaky, looking a bit shaky, but now going to be focusing on towards that long control. They aren't going to commit to it. The CTs, again, get there first. Beat them with the molly. Force them back, and they're going to have to reset and take it again if they want that little piece of real estate. Certainly sitting in an advantageous position now with the util. Certainly got a lot more. The CTs expended a lot to take that long, but right now, very, very passive approach. They do have Socks there on towards B tunnels.
I think he was trolling us. Just trolling the spectators with that. He dropped the smoke instead of throwing it, but there we go. It's the 2.0 door hinge smoke. Easiest way to establish cat control, a counter smoke coming out from the side of ATK. Some bullets being peppered through the smoke. Blaze doing a bit of damage, aiding the A1 for that one-shot headshot when need be. Cat control established from Goliath, all 4 players grouped up, and the counter util comes through. Just keep chipping away at them. Again, that's going to assist the latter on rounds. A pop flash through middle. Threezel's going to clear it through, and that's going to be the mid to be. 2 players moving through. The flashbang is good. Blaze gets the multi-kill, traded up by ADM. He gets 2 kills of his own. 3 versus 3. Vayne look play NB. He is the MVP for ATK in the previous matchup. Looking to get a second. He does, in fact. Zox trades him out. 2 versus 1. It's time to work with 15 seconds on the clock. ATK 100% hot in the heels. I would go for the woo! Audacious plays. He needed to get the instant headshot and falls, deletes him. Oh man, Zox trying to replicate the heroics of his quarterfinal performance.
Yeah, certainly enjoyed that though. Puts a little plant down, finds both CTs rushing towards the side. If he lands that headshot, suddenly becomes a dicey situation, but no. ATK Academy again, beautiful pop flash coming there, 4 plays. He peaks perfectly. All the players extremely blind, at least 20 seconds of blind time there for 1 flashbang. Easy statistics, and ATK are looking solid here, looking poised to take Dust 2. Really have recovered nicely, and you're starting to see them play with a lot more confidence. You're starting to see them playing off the cuff, playing off this reactionary CS that we weren't able to see early on, and perhaps some of yesterday, but certainly showing up here when it matters most in the finals. But Goliath Gaming have established long control now. They don't have much to work with. A couple of pistols, and they are going to run, jump, boost towards that. Laze is going to be looking to flank them. Surely once he clears this out, the team will have to fall back towards that B area. Do you think they heard it?
Did he hear the play?
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, yeah, he did. You can really see Vayne doubling back.
Yep. There's a slight window of opportunity at Goliath. They're just taking their time. And now, this is the fake. Fake is coming in. They are crossing towards the smokes. You can see Vayne's even moving position. They're committing to this. But he's... they sold it for $1 million. This is a huge fake here. Oh my goodness. Goliath came in and absolutely bamboozled them, but now they're taking the duels towards Vaynant, and he's run out of bullets, and he's held it off as long as possible. That bomb should be able to go down. Now, late little peek from Massacre, just taking pot shots here towards B, but it is Bam that brutes his way towards the side. It's only Massacre left. He's on the flank, but again, I think the goal is achieved there. They wanted the bomb plant. They used the fake to get it, and beautiful little piece of push and pull there. And ultimately, Goliath get the bomb down, but ATK get the round. 4 points away from winning. 12-9 now. Just further expanding their lead. But again, they've won quite a few here in a row on the CT side, but not a big economy advantage at all. So certainly close affair. Goliath have got a window in which they can get back into this, but right now it's just looking like ATK are smooth sailing, man.
Yeah, 100%, and they look confident. They're moving around, complementing each other. Vaynant's starting to wake up. Blazeman, a crack over a game, complemented with Melkis, of course. It's Goliath in the hot seat right now. They need to start stringing some rounds together of their own. Decent trajectory of the nade, but it doesn't land on its target. Spread out across the map is Goliath. They're going to be moving towards long for a late burst, but ATK, if you look at their setup on long, it's good. They're going to double up. They're going to crossfire. As soon as they clear out falls, or yes, as soon as they clear out falls, it's going to be Mulkey swinging out, and there we go. The bait and switch comes out, falls, opens up with one. Unbeknown is Mulkey. Tries to, I thought it was trigger discipline, almost finding the second. The thickness of Dweezil, 4 HP. It's hacked through the wall. The molly, I don't think it will spread, and Mulkey even swings out and gets another. He's having a fantastic game so far. It's Massacre isolated here towards long. He does have ADM on site, so he's going to need to be the 8. They found themselves in a 2 versus 2. ADM taps out the player. But they still need to cross without utility. That's the next obstacle for Goliath. Massacre has picked up the AWP. Vaynant gets the first. Traded out by Massacre. 1 versus 1. Vaynant going to reposition towards CT Sport. Massacre, as he anticipated though. Vaynant did spot his legs 100%. Not too sure. It has been called out on the radar. He's going to fake it up just to see if there's a reaction. Vaynant double backing towards long, in fact. So Massacre, no information for him to work with. Vaynant needs to land some shots instantly. And he does. A long range headshot sends Massacre packing. That's going to be the 13th round. This kid's nuts. Bit of BM to just throw in.
That was crazy.
An extra salt if need be. That was wild. Mitsu. Let the boys just rest and settle and celebrate the 13th round. Goliath getting the bomb down will help their cause on the next, but gone up midfield. They need a solution and they need it fast.
And Goliath take a pause. Certainly needed at this point. It's really been a big shift of momentum here in this game, and they need to chat it out. Such a close 2v2 scenario. The bank of ATK under pressure, but no longer. They've certainly got big pie behind them here. Live need pretty much. I don't think. I mean, what, they've won 1 round on the T side. Certainly not something that we used to. The T side is quite a formidable one, but ATK are really just standing strong here. And you know, if you had to look at the game at the start, you would have thought the predictions were going to be looking correct, but it's certainly starting to look like a one-sided affair here for ATK Academy. Bear in mind,
they're getting like better and better. Like throughout each round, they're getting better and better. Shots are landing. But when you look at Goliath, they have quite a stagnant default. If you looked at most of how it starts, it's 4 players outside long and 1 player outside B. They're finally going to contest long. They're really going to dig their heels into it. A scuffle has broken out. Zox opens up the kill feed. It's falls to get the trade through the smoke. And it's going to be unrelenting. Falls, stick around, Jack gets the second that A1 can't see the bullets. Trades, he gets the third, and they've won the battle of long. It's ADM trying to respond. The flash is as good. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Feet embedded in fire. Dweezil, last man remaining towards outside. Long and short. It's the same story. Battered and bruised. This time they can't get the bomb down to finance the next round. ATK survived with 4. It looks like ATK is mapped for the taking, in my opinion. unless they start showing some better signs. But so far, you're right, it's been ATK turning the tides goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking for their 14th round here. And so much map control being held. See Dweezil moving towards the T-spawn. Oh, and Blaze spots him there. The chances of him saving this gun are very low to none. Oh my god, that pretty much sums up the half. Wow, Blaze with that no-scope head shovel. Dirty, dirty stuff. 14-9 now, ATK. Really putting the fire on. Perhaps going to be taking Live Gaming down. Give them their first map loss in quite some time. And single digits, mind you. That is certainly a big statement, and in a big grand final as well.
There's a nice one-way smoke. Is it a one-way? Yeah, it is. Works out, opening frag. Returning the medicine. Goliath were dishing out in the first half. Playing from behind. Now they need to battle their way through this wall. Set up all around the map though as well, ATK. Moving around with the information. Now that they got the opening kill, the anchors can feel a bit more relaxed, and regardless going A or B, they need to just focus on being good for one, keep the advantage going.
Absolutely. And right now, Live Gaming are looking to hit that mid speed. They found a lot of success here in their previous matchups doing this exact strat. Oh, bam. Getting ready for the nade. Certainly going to land in somebody's pocket. It's a little bit of damage. Beautiful little smoke here for him. He's playing on the edge. Zoc certainly going to get taken care of. But it is all a ruse. Most of the Glide team are heading towards that top area, but with that kill, it allows the defense to relax. Malky's going to throw a perfect flashbang, certainly going to stop things, but it blinds falls as well. Gives Goliath a little bit of an opportunity to get into the side, but no, they're leaking towards long, and they are getting picked apart. Falls against you, goes down, but Malchus is there to trade, gets both in the collat, and Malky's having 26 frags for 12. Yeah, he is going absolutely huge. Certainly an MVP performance. We were used to seeing Vaynant going massive. He's been rather quiet, but that's because Malchus is still in the show. Plays consistent as ever, using all these little tricks of the trade there, all these one-way smokes, moving towards lowest, getting those first picks, and we spoke about them needing to get those pick advantages to win more rounds, and they've certainly done that. They shut me up, quite frankly.
The darkest horse is shining goals. The darkest horse. It's looking good for ATK Academy. Match points. Many match points to play with too. And you look at Goliath's default, and T-side in general has been pretty underwhelming. The default's been stagnant and rinse and repeat, and whenever they do end up moving towards a site, it's kind of forecasted and predictable in that sense. So ATK, they're able to hold on to the utility, put it down at the right time, at the right place, and you keep losing the entry frag or the opening frag, you don't do any favors to yourself. And you can already see the postured up for a mid-to-B, ATK responding immediately towards Cat. And even though they're going to have a good mid-to-B Goliath, they're already two players hot on their heels. It's Massacre. He finds one. Stops the attack from the left flank, but it's Maynard towards the door, gets traded out eventually. Still Blaze sitting inside. Triton's moving in hot and heavy. Oh, he's got the AWP and he goes down. Needed to find one Malkies. And bam. Goliath. They live to fight another day.
Yep. Could this be the comeback? Could we see an overtime finally in the tournament? But we see 4 versus 2 now. Goliath really need to maintain these weapons as well. There is huge economy available to the side of ATK, not so much on the side of GG. So, oh, cheeky Massacre kills them from the flank. Malkies goes for the shot and gets it as well. Now, oh, goes for another one as well. This man is on form, looking for that 30 bomb. And Goliath are able to retreat with 13 rifles in hand.
You speak about the economy, but yeah, they've got to be careless there towards then, especially ADM, but they're going to have money to purchase up. But if you want a strong purchase, you want all the bells and whistles, the Molotovs, the flashes, everything. Looked a bit different, that approach Goliath took the previous round. They didn't actually take cat control and fight against ATK. All an audible hit mid to be caught ATK in transition and trying to take control. That was the opportunity. It's Massacre who found the kill in the flank, who actually saved Goliath there. Pause, give them some room to breathe. I'm sure they're huffing and puffing on that field.
Yeah, this is a technical pause. not attack, but ultimately we will be jumping into the game shortly. But yeah, what a run from ATK Academy here. Really showing flames. Live only managed to win 2 since the half. Well, actually 1 round since the half, excuse me. It was 9-6. So, yeah. But this is the time to come
Wow,
back.
that's
It's
the
certainly
first
been in these
T round.
positions before. Yeah, first T round win. The bit to beat.
God damn. Didn't we see this in the, was it the ESEA Cash Cup, where they pulled a reverse? They were like 10 rounds down, not 10 rounds, about 9 rounds down, and they brought it back into overtime, and they won it from overtime. So I need to show the same resilience here, replicate that performance. They've had time now to discuss what's actually going wrong in the camp and how do we find the blind spots in ATK and abuse them. Quite shied away from lower B quite earlier on due to the updated dust. To quite easy for the CTs to find openers in that section of the map. Often see Zox playing outside while the remaining players play outside towards A, either trying to take A long or going for that late burst, but eventually you sometimes see them switch up into middle. So let's see what approach they take this round. ATK, will they stop them in their tracks?
5 rounds, 5 match points for ATK. For the first time, we're not going to see ATK focusing on that long position. They are able to get the body down. Certainly going to prevent Lion from taking control in that area. And we see this aggression towards top. It certainly spots a lot of information out there. They are able to move their defenses towards that B side. You can see Bam tucking in. Vaynon's getting ready by the barrel, playing off the slight off angle. If they decide to pull out Dutel in the middle, which is what Goliath tend to do as they're breaching towards that B side, I do think they're going to run into a bit of an issue. Oh, Vaynon gets blind, though. It is a good little breach. Oh, the smoke is perfect as well, but it is Bam that goes huge by the car. Vaynon's still sitting out towards Plat. And this is a disaster. Oh, but he gets taken out. Their spot is tracing through another frag as well. Goliath able to pick off the B side. ADM's in that lurk position as well, and ultimately gets a frag, and that should sign off the deal. 2 players remain for ATK. It is Falls and it is Blaze. Are elected to run for the heals again. Economy is not looking good for the CT side. So taking these rifles into the next round is absolutely pivotal. Do Goliath hunt. You can see they're sending someone towards that T-spawn to potentially hunt these guys down. And if I was them, I would do the same. Certainly want to give yourself the best chance of coming back into this, and taking away these rifles is an important part, but want to give away too much as well. ATK. Oh, looked very close indeed. Light are going to be able to get out, escape with all of their rifles, and they live to fight another day. 11-15 now. 4 rounds to take it to overtime. ATK, 1 round to take it to Inferno with the map lead, and surely a hell of a lot of momentum.
That was a really good B burst goal. I must say, Goliath kept ATK, including their own players, blind in that B side till that door smoke goes down. You can see there were no frags up until one of the players way towards that Xbox area or towards the main box on Plat. But eventually they all got tumbled down, and that's one of the ways you get to see it. It's a bit messy and scrappy, but there is method behind that madness on B burst. And once again, they're heading towards that side, and maybe perhaps just control. You just really see Zox moving towards that. It's just the USP. What more can be done here? Just a flash, and he catches them dinking or peeking. Or dink while they're trying to peek, and has the support from Cat, but it's not working so far. Zox being dinked and almost getting finished off there with that grenade, but upper B's gonna be pressed as well from ATK, so kind of boxed in here. And then he fight their way outside these tunnels, and they win 2 fights in upper B. And that has some access to B if they really want. They already got them at the util. Blaze needing to land that shot, and they're gonna be able to buy the next round, but they want to do damage this round for sure. Falls. He's just gonna save, I guess. All right, smart boy. 20 kills for 15. Decent game from him.
Yeah, I mean, the kill spread's pretty even out from the side of ATK. There's no one really like standing out. Well, there's one man standing out. Oh, he's close to a 30 bomb. Kind of cooled off now. But it's pretty much even spread. Everybody's doing their job, getting the job done, and ultimately looking really, really solid. Jeff Falls is going to be able to maintain this rifle into the next round, which is pretty critical. But nonetheless, ATK will be able to purchase. Goliath, obviously, they've got enough money in the bank now to finish the rest of the half. Obviously, if they lose one round, they're out, so it really doesn't matter anyway. Surprised they're not hunting down Falls as well.
Yeah, not much of a muchness for ATK at this point. I think Falls even goes down, yeah, he'll have to reinvest, but it's the AWP that needs. If you can drop an A now, he's got just enough money for it. Even with that kill, 100% does now. So does he want to drop one over for his teammates, or is it utility that's gonna be the key? He drops an A, M4 over. Okay, no AWP from the field, so it's gonna be very hard for ATK to pick up some opening kills. So Goliath, I think that's gonna be the saving grace for now. ADM manning that AWP. I think he's got a good spawn for long. You have to see if he can pick up a free shot here. Oh, just timing. I mean, if he went for that shot, he would probably be on 30 HP by now. But it's the same opening frags you saw Blaze pick up on the T side. Just missing out on that opportunity. ATK, you can already see they're conditioned to the B hit. Two players literally anchored and holding it to the mid to B is vulnerable. Cats is vulnerable. So ATK just have to make some good decisions on the rotations with the information that comes their way.
Yeah, you can see that ATK are feeling vulnerable in this mid to B and B area of the map. It's where Goliath have found their only success. And right now, Goliath seem to be changing it up. You can see that they are clearing towards that top area, but this might set them up for that mid to B. But it does look like they're positioning. Smoke that long cross now, and surely some doubt will filter into the minds of ATK as to where they are and where they're going to be committing right now. Spreading across the map. 2-1-2, stock standard setup. Not taking any gambles, any risks. It is Goliath that are going to be pushing or barreling through this middle area. Malkis throws that smoke down. That might stall them for a bit, but it's definitely not going to prevent them going through now. And now we see, oh, he's going to push through, but again, they swash the smoke and they take care of him now. Do they expect it to be two more players towards B? Goliath look like they're funneling towards the side. Oh, but the flank is catching them. But eventually they punished it as well. They've caught them off now. They're going to be moving top. They know that this A side's open, and they're going to capitalize on that mistake. And it is Triton in the linchpin position. He gets one player towards B as well. And that is a beautiful little set piece there from Goliath Gaming. Going to get the bomb down towards top, and it is Falls now. Under huge amounts of pressure, not able to find anything. Oh, does spot player going back towards top, but this flash is going to push him back. And now reduced to Triton, still waiting outside of that B position in slowly. It is Vaynant that is looking for his head. Now Triton more aware. Thinks this player is still towards B, but no. Vaynant moves towards middle. Surely gets heard though. Yep, he gets taken care of and falls again in the same position, tucked in towards long. Weasel's gonna head towards there. And let's see if they premeditatively like expect it to be the same. Oh, this Weasel spotted him. He does. Takes him out. Nate needed that rifle, but he's obviously a little bit more concerned about those long doors. Goliath starting to bounce back here. ATK, money in the bank. What do? They need to save pretty much. Probably going to buy a couple of pistols and try and take the last round of the half. Couldn't get closer. This is what we want in the grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Legion by Lenovo Cup Water grand final we have here. Winner of this will play against NASA from the other region.
Got that shot.
Oh, that was so close. Oh, eventually.
Bullets are literally whizzing past the earlobes.
Yeah. If he's not dead, he's deaf, that's for sure.
Deaf man walking. Molotov to clear close door, but it's not deep enough, I'm afraid. I think they were just trying to clear the box. The 5-7 for Malkis. We've seen Tuckbok and Custom and Tiankis use that weapon quite proficiently. Cat control will be established. It got a bit hairy earlier on. Those dig shots rattling past the members of Goliath, but composed themselves quite well. 1 minute on the clock. It's Malkis who can really be the thorn on the side of Goliath now. Just waiting for his opportunity to strike, and he spots ahead and he moves, and Zox is ready and waiting. Falls Bam alive, and yeah. Kind of expect this round to go in the favor of Goliath majority 9 times out of 10. Just a simple eco, so next round is going to be real dangerous. Players, it's the second time Zox has been caught by a player in that spot. It's like he's not aware that it's possible, a spot that you need to clean. So I'm sure he's going to realize that and kicking himself a little. To ruin his stats a little. Bam's got an AK and they want to get it out of his hands. But he's looking good. Nice swift headshot. Operation Stay Alive has been activated, but he goes down. Triton, 30 kills on the board. Actually 31. He's got the dirty 30 goals. Man shine in a day. All right, all the bells and whistles. Both teams have what they need. Long, once again, being battled for. Oh, what? ADM? I think he was trying to go for a timing shot there. Didn't work out for the lad. He didn't even get a chance to play there on. He already gets deleted. And like I said earlier, B has been conditioned from ATK or from Goliath to be hit time and time again. They don't want to get caught transitioning, but it's Blaze backs out with an AWP. This is going to be very tough. The road is not going to be easy. That pathway seems short, but it's going to be the longest pathway of Goliath's lives with an AWP sitting at the back. They're waiting on Massacre to make some plays there. He's sitting in middle. Usually he needs to make the play, throw them off a little, maybe push towards Cat and just try get a player off B. That should be his play. Even a little bit of movement is enough. Mitsubishi smoking a Molotov there, and there we go. The move has been completed, but it's Blaze, gets jiggle peeking. They're gonna keep moving forward. Oh, try insane aim, deletes the anchor. He's gonna go for the second kill through the smoke, gets traded up. Baynut in a really good spot, he gets traded up by Zox. He definitely got himself a double, 2 versus 2. My God, how has it come to this? Goals 2 versus 2, sitting on match point, or game point rather. Massacre with an AWP, he's gonna move towards back. Zox sitting on the site, one flashbang to pop. There's still another one on falls if he wants to use it, so some options for him. He's gonna pop it over and they're gonna move through, and Zox, he's gonna get ahead of it. He's even gonna get the second headshot. It's going to overtime. Let's go. This is such an insane grand final so far. These players are delivering in spades.
Is this our first overtime? We've been waiting the whole tournament to get you?
It has to
we see
be.
it in the grand final? Can't even make this stuff up, Jules.
It's crazy. And it was a completely different version of Goliath in the first half of that second half to the second. It wasn't stagnated. It was quite flexible. They had a lot going on in Massacre. Like I said, all he needed to do is create some space for that pod to move through B. Blaze missing that shot was also pretty huge. It just allowed them to gain access, and it becomes duck hunt from that point on. And Triton, performance so far.
Overtime, baby. And we do have Goliath starting on this T side. I mean, they struggled to find their feet, but certainly found it towards the end there. Again, Tools, you spoke about the success that we're having at the B site. Something that ATK started to adjust towards, but still weren't able to find success. And we see numbers barreling towards that B site again. 3 players looking to take towards long. 1 player from Goliath. Gonna look like they're gonna be... Oh, they're just walking straight onto it. Oh my goodness. Massacre gets taken out again by the spam. Really seem to be... Oh, flashes come through. ADM's pushing through. Players are blind. First kill there. No one's watching Plat. Beautiful flash comes through, but it's not enough. Goliath, they breach through. The utilities on point. It looked like Baynut was going to get a triple kill there, but ultimately gets blinded out. Goliath, again, just pushing onto this B site, Tools. Really abusing it now, setting straight up. They felt like they had the success there. They eventually smoke off tunnels. This is where the retake's going to be coming from. ATK Academy. Left in a tough position. Both players coming from tunnels. One from CT. And now, oh, little cheeky little boost here, but they're not going to find anyone towards Plat. Certainly. Oh, and it's another. I think this is all she wrote, Tools. That smoke is certainly going to make things difficult. May as well run to the hills and save these guns.
This is MR3 10k goals, not 16, so it makes sense why they have to save these rifles moving into the next. And Goliath doing well. And it's from there, ATK, I think it was Vayner or Blaze, either one of them, but the protocol wasn't fully completed. You really have to molly B, get that nade a bit deep, either swing it or clear it, and then insta-smoke it before that burst even comes. I mean, there is a way which Goliath avoided it, was the entry frag had taken maybe 1 or 2 ticks from that molly, pushing right through, and that pretty much caught Vaynant off guard, but oh man, not syncing up too nicely. Once again, a bit of pressure towards Long, and if they're gonna be a game, that'll be audacious. And if they win it, oh my god, ADM reads it, Blaze beating him, he's gonna move. This is ADM taking the game into his own hands. He opens up B once again, and I'm sure the A players are wondering, again? Yeah, he's gonna go through. Madman!
I mean, what do you do, Toolsy? I mean, but look at the economy, even on ATK, they're going to be struggling to put together a full purchase. Oh my goodness, Dweezil gets 2 frags as well. Goliath are turning up here. They're looking insane, and they cooled off since the beginning of the game, but perhaps they found the momentum here and really showing up.
That's
2 rounds already. You have to look at the ratio on how they played towards. Yeah. Absolutely. If you look at like the ratio that they got 2-1 here, it's already like a 10-5 half kind of thing. But ultimately, are they going to go and hit B again? That would definitely be audacious. Easy.
Massacre opens it up towards Long. My god.
Oh, bam.
All falling apart.
That's the first time they've had success with the long area in a very, very long time.
Yeah, 100%. Probably the first time they didn't have any in normal regulation. It's only in overtime.
Yeah,
but
fair. It's fair enough. No success.
And ATK, oof. Usually in overtime, you always favor the experienced team or the team that's better on paper. So all the pressure's back on their side of the court. And they need to hit a fantastic return shot. They have to pull this back. They're already a man down. Last round of the first half of overtime. But Malky's finally... To me, if you're playing Dust 2, Mirage, or any of those long-range maps, why not buy the AUG? It's so OP. You can scope in. Pretty much same fire rates as the AK. There we go. That's the exit. Popping up flashes that fail their smokes goals. It's going to hop them up. Malky's gets traded up 4 versus 3.
Oh, cheeky little shot there from Blaze towards CT spawn, but yep.
I wish we could see chat.
Get one ADM step. Goliath.
That's the half.
Clean.
"34 kills in Triton. Malky's, he's got his 30-30 at least. He's been working towards that all game. It's a pretty Triton beaten there. But he's got it. That's what remains important. An auto sniper on Zox, what? I'm assuming he might just maybe anchor that B site or play towards A. Dweezil wants the AWP. They're literally just spending goals. They're walking into the mall and they're just spending.
Yeah, but falls. Oh, that looked like it was on him. I don't know how he missed that shot, but ultimately he doesn't. No first man advantage here. But oh, they go towards top aggressively. Numbers again. ATK, a different approach. Just barreling through towards the side chair, pushing through, and oh, it is Massacre waiting on the other side of the smoke. He gets 2 quick kills, and they're not able to trade it. The smoke is down. Remember, the whole team's not there. The bomb is down towards top as well. Oh, and it's Zox with the auto sniper towards Long. That is insane. Difficult to land. He's going to look towards top. Oh, spots a player there. Now, surely they know they're going to be able to. Oh, Dweezil gets another frag towards top, and now Massacre steps, and that is that. Goliath Gaming take the game 4-0 in overtime, but 15-15 in regulation, and we couldn't ask for a closer game. Goliath turned the momentum around in the end. Huge comeback coming from ATK there to actually get back in it. And I mean, what a game of CS. If that's not setting up a grand final, most likely going to be 3 maps as well. I mean, what more do you want, Tools? Overtime, Dust 2, love it.
Yeah, ATK were looking good, and the second half, or just the second half of the first half as well. But yeah, end of the day, Goliath, that Mamba mentality came through, and the second up is going to be quite telling. But sheesh, man, what a way to start off a grand final, 100%. All the players are delivering. 34 kills on Triton. But forget about that. Let's see what the Dis has to say, goals.
Thank you so much, Goals and Lighter. What a game. I feel like these two teams were just playing with our emotions. At first, we thought Goliath was going to take the sweep when it was 8-0, and then ATK started getting a comeback, and then we went into overtime. It was just crazy. Too much happening. And I'm sure our analysts are super excited to get started on it. But before we do, let me remind you guys about the $50 that is up for grabs to be added to your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go on gaming.lenovo.com. You can either post a clip from the broadcast or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, make sure you browse around for some other offers. All right, I'm sure you guys are super excited to get started on this one. I'm going to give it to Sammy. Please let me know about this game. How do you feel? Do you feel that Goliath deserved to get the win in the end, especially with ATK showing us how much they strived and how much they showed us that they know the map that they picked? But what went wrong for them?
So what went wrong? Let's talk about the first half here. First half, Goliath had a really great lead, 8-0. Uh, what destroyed them? I will tell you now. 8-0, they didn't, ATK were on eco. They decided to actually explode B. Now what could have gone wrong here? First of all, you have one person from Goliath pushing mid. It's fine. You have two on A, but they're giving B retake. It's just the most worst decision I've ever seen. You cannot just give up B because when you retake B, it's so much harder than retaking A. You cannot just, you have to focus B all the time. You have two players, they're eco, you know they're eco. You're playing the round, you have the feeling of the game. Just play two on B, one can push middle, it's fine. Play 2A retake, it's fine. Now, as we know, ATK won that round and then they started feeling the groove. They had the momentum built up round after round. They reached 9-6. However, the groove was in favor of ATK. Now, let's talk about when Goliath actually switched. They switched to T side. They kept on focusing long. It is the wrong move. Now, usually, ATK, they won the first half, the first round. They got the scoreboard to 9-9. Now, here is the first buy round. The first buy round, they focused on long, they lost. You should take a pause, talk about what's going on. ATK's only mistake was focusing only too long the entire game. It was the wrong idea. You have one mid playing on CT. Short was exposed totally. Goliath didn't actually make the decision to actually exploit that area, which is the mid and the short area. So that's why it led to actually ATK gaining a lot of rounds. They kept focusing long a lot. And then Goliath actually decided to work on mid, going to B, mid to B, and A short. So, I mean, look, the only mistake here we talk about is why the whole game we are playing too long. It's very wrong. Tox could agree with that. I give it to Tox to actually talk about the further details. He knows it as well.
Well, before I do get to talks, let us actually go and check out the individual player stats for this insane first game of our best of threes. I think I can say with confidence that Melkis was destroying this game, especially since yesterday he wasn't really performing at his peak. I feel like this is a completely new person. If I'm not mistaken, he was bottom fragging for one or two games yesterday, and now we see him as the top fragger, not just by a little bit, by a lot. 30 kills on the board. Talks, what do we have to say about this?
I mean, he really stepped it up. Melky's out of all players. He had a bad day yesterday, and luckily for him, his team helped him out. So props to him. He did manage to get a lot of kills. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to win the game. But this is good for him individually and to his team that, I'm here today. I'm playing my best game, so we could make a comeback. And Goliath Gaming, I mean, Triton, he had a really amazing game. 32 kills. Zox, he was always the man, the clutcher. He was on point as well. I feel like there's nothing extra to add on what Sammy mentioned because he summarized the whole game. Basically, Goliath had the whole CT locked down up until they lost that echo round, and that's the weird bit. It was an echo round that made the comeback. They lost that echo round. They could have played it safely. They could have played 2B, but they decided to push. It's just timing. This is a game of timing. When that guy pushed from lower tunnel, unlucky for him that there was a guy in T-spawn. And if that guy wasn't there, they would have won the round. So it's just a matter of luck in that round. But, props to ITK Academy for doing that comeback. And like Sammy said, that mistake of always having two guys in long and how Goliath managed to exploit that and always focusing on short. I mean, it's very tough when you have two guys in long trying to retake A when there's no one from no one to do some damage in short. So Goliath managed to play that well. I think it was a very nice match. It's a very good game to start off this night. And I'm looking forward to the next map. I mean, ATK lost their map pick. I did say that if Goliath wins this two, they're going to win the second map. Second map is Inferno, a map that ATK Academy usually struggles on. And Goliath, I mean, they have the upper hand, so it's going to be a very interesting match.
All right. Well, hopefully we can see a better matchup with Inferno. Usually, when we see Inferno, it's pretty one-sided. So, do you think we're going to be going into overtime with Inferno as well? Keep in mind that this is Goliath's pick, and Goliath dominates in Inferno.
So there is one issue here going on. It's really a very big issue for ATK right now. We've seen it yesterday and we've seen it today. The problem here is actually the struggle that ATK goes through in the beginning of the game and then trying to actually slowly rebuild and recover from that. So you're giving up 8 rounds and then starting to actually focus. You're giving up the whole game here, you know. I mean, you need to actually start focusing. ATK needs to actually play and give it their best from the beginning now. It's the final. Whoever loses goes out. I mean, they have reached so far. Both of these teams deserve to actually play in the final. However, ATK is known for their versatility in the game. They need to actually start focusing right now. They need to actually give it all their best. So Goliath is playing amazing. However, these minor mistakes, I have told this before, focus the whole game. These small mistakes, like giving up B on eco, and then lose that round, which can lead to snowballing, these shouldn't happen. Good luck further. I'm really I'm thinking that Goliath was gonna win this Inferno so easily because their specialty is Inferno. ATK, if they have some special tricks in their sleeve, get it now.
Yes, especially pull that rabbit out of that hat if you can, ATK, because our analyst desk is rooting for Goliath. We would like to see you prove them wrong, and we're going to be seeing the match very soon. We're going to pass it on to Goals and Lighter for another exciting second game of this best of 3. Good luck, guys.
All right, we're back into the matchup goals. It is ATK going to be starting on the CT side of Inferno. So they're going for them. Goliath, some good resilience and grit to get them through to overtime and eventually clinch out that crazy dust two over map. Players are performing left, right, and center. So I'm hoping to see a rinse and repeat of the previous.
Yeah, look, I mean, close match. We that's all we came here to see. Some good CS in the grand final. Things are looking competitive. ATK are looking on fire. Goliath certainly going to feel a bit shaky there. They almost lost that. They definitely feel like they've just come back and done what they needed to. But I mean, on Inferno, certainly going to be feeling a lot more comfortable as well. I think Dust 2 does sort of lean itself towards, giving an underdog an opportunity to get back into a game like that. Inferno, not so much. Not that they can't do it, but I do think that the more refined team, the team that is more comfortable on the map, is certainly going to succeed or prevail. And one thing that the desk did point out is that ATK have struggled somewhat on Inferno. Close games that they've narrowly won or ultimately lost in the BO3. But yeah, it's Goliath's pick to lose at the end of the day.
100%, and we mentioned ATK struggles on Inferno, but I think that'll somehow lend its hand to aiding them through research and practice and watching their VODs and just clean up what was a bit messy here and there. The CT side is where it's going to start. The campaign has to be quite successful. If they don't have a good start, I don't feel they have the same resilience and grit that Goliath had. So they're going to be looking to lean on that, as well as just closing out some basic rounds. Vaynant had a fantastic performance, and unfortunately, it was quite weird. There was a lot of highlight kills and some really good kills I saw Blaze get, but yet he still landed at the bottom of the scoreboard with Malkis and Vaynant on top. And quite consistent he's been throughout this tournament, Vaynant. So they're going to need him to continue with that performance. 2 smokes and 3 flashes on the side of Goliath. Let's just see how they fare off in this pistol.
Yep. Taking things slow. This pistol round spreading out. Normally they very decisive on the side that they want to hit. So now they're just spreading out, making sure that they don't have any sort of aggressive pushes coming in. Now they're going to group up and go towards that banana area. No funny stacks coming from ATK Academy. They do seem to be rotating an extra player through there right now. There is a small window where Goliath can find some success, but right now, 4 players leading towards that B site. You can see they are getting a bit skittish. No sort of presence felt anywhere else, and they're getting They're smelling something's up here, Tools. They're going to start to take middle control and poke and prod across the map. I like this adaptation from them.
Likewise, and they've completely forfeited that A site, really gambling on the B hit. But it seems like it's going to be a fake ADM smoking CT spawn, and that's going to keep those 4 players there. And eventually, Zox is going to clear out that A site, and a beautiful headshot delivered from ADM, and he's getting out of dodge. Obviously, the B site is being collapsed upon, and they're going to find no one at home, and they're going to probably jump for joy. This is quite rare. They're going to be wondering, what? Clean graveyard? Should be surely graveyard, but no, it's going to be an empty, clean site. You don't want to get a headshot in here on that Massacre, choosing to plant in a proper spot. Look at the lurk coming out of, I think, ADM, sitting there towards VC. Going to look to pick off players sitting towards middle, and you can just toy with this food right now. They're going to be moving in. They're kind of boxed in, have no choice but to commit to this retake. Blaze, he's trying to do his best. He lands a headshot, eventually traded up. Nonetheless, from Zoxen, he's going to continue this reign of terror. Falls and Vaynant left alive, 2 versus 3. Almost making it happen, but no, closed up by Zox. 3 kills on the board. Goliath, a strong pistol stock. 80k. Yeah, that gamble's a bit unnecessary in my opinion. It's kind of a, I don't know, you're making a judgment based with no information. Against a team who does things thoroughly, they're going to check and they're going to prod and they're going to make sure they're going to the right site before they commit.
Yep, a little mid-round gamble there, not paying off for 80k, but Goliath, good play to feel it out, as you mentioned, Tools, and now they're going to be spreading across the map again. Util getting used towards that house as well as Banana. And now, 2 nades. There's another one in the pocket, bam, but no damage being done with them, so Goliath avoid that bullet. And now, business as usual. Gonna move up towards that Banana, start flushing out the top of it, and then make a decision.
Yeah, just the grenades. Most of them have been tossed out at spam, with the last grenade remaining. This is where maybe they should also gamble, and you can really see Blaze is trying to cheat the system, lean towards B. Goliath is slowly moving in. 2 players anchored down. 1 sitting second orange and 1 on coffin. Massacre is going to walk right, poke and prod. He has the max in. The call has been made. Low HP on Vaynant. Eventually lands the big headshot, and still it's not easy quite yet for Goliath. And that's going to be it. 4 versus 2, and sure they'll be able to close it out from here on. Oh my.
Woo!
Oh my.
Dirty shot.
Oh my. Goals. 2-0. Goliath.
Closes things out.
Yep. Continue. Right, starts.
Yep. Well, I mean, this is going to be a safe round, Toolsy, for the side of 80k. Invested fully in that round. A couple P250s, Deagles, and the likes. And
not a big fan of that call.
Still 1 Mac. Yeah, you've mentioned that a few times that you don't understand the second round all-in force that really, you know, especially on a map like Inferno, I just feel like T rounds are so precious. Like, to get them, if you're an evenly matched team like 11-4, 10-5, it's pretty happiness on both sides. And yeah, it just feels like you give away additional rounds before you really even get into the game. Beautiful little tap there from Zoc. You'll see he'll be monitoring that part. And now, oh, Vaynant though, oh, almost lands the second as well, but gets taken care of. Bam, peeking across middle. Doesn't spot any players. Too easy. Going to move up towards that middle area now. Goliath kind of
There was a chance.
leaning towards this B area.
Still a chance things might turn. Looking at the Malki's position in apps. There we go. Dweezil finally. He's got his eyes on it. Zox is towards the far end of apps. So that's kind of all their bases covered. While the Util gets deployed, bam. Gets a dink, finishes it off with a dong. 3 versus 3. Things are looking pretty. And at the same, you look at the player in apps, and it's falling apart for Goliath. It's Massacre to hold on to dear life. 1 player life falls. And I'm sure it has been called out that he was last seen in apps. So they're going to pedal back towards the B site. And a free AK you can pick up some utility as well. You can truly go for this. I mean, they get a gun round in the next. Or does he want a strong gun round in the next? An AWP maybe? It's the risk reward. Knowing Massacre's low, I think he fancies his chances. Classic.
Why not go for it?
Cubby set up.
Yep.
Just so many angles for him to clear with no kit. I don't know if will be able to win this. Goliath will have to drop the ball for this to happen. There we go. Some pot shots, some warning shots, and doing some economical damage. If he can keep Massacre where he is, and as well as Zox, things could work out. And there we go. Zox finishes it off, and I think he should go down with the bomb. It'll be fun. It should be fun.
Oh!
And there we go. 3 rounds on the board. Loads of economical damage. So that's an ATK's back of the head. They're thinking, all right, we win this round. We put them in a difficult position. Perhaps even a save if need be. But bygones be bygones, a full purchase up, and meat and potatoes begin.
Yep. Keen to see how both teams start off this bye round. You can see that AWP up already on Dweezy. Goliath taking things very stock standard. Got Sox towards that apartments, playing very defensive on a ramp is the rest of the team, while Massacre uses his util towards Banana. You can see Vaynant's kind of expecting them to be a lot further up and on than they currently are. Very defensive posture. Oh, beautiful nade from Falls. Certainly going to do some damage. Puts 2 players well within that headshot percentage. Suddenly, the value of that M4 skyrockets, and now Goliath, what is the next move? What are they going to do here? 3 players are waiting for them on the other side. You see it flash to take the top of Banana now. Vaynant looking to potentially retake Banana. There are numbers. Oh, Molly coming through. Going to prevent that push. I think it's a brilliantly timed one. Bam. Looking for that shot. Oh, that's a strange commitment coming out of Massacre there. Crosses through and they take that. Pop Flash going to come through. They're going to be able to clear Banana. This is huge for ATK. They're going to get so much information here. 40 seconds left on the clock, and Goliath need to make a play soon. They're going to be smoking off motor towards that A side. The rotation is coming through, so soon there will be 3 players. That grenade is disgusting. Look at that. That is all nade damage. Pretty much the entire team has been taken out now. They start to breach, and they've just set up. They've tucked in towards the side. It's going to be such a massacre here for ATK. Beautiful setup, beautiful reactions, and look how fast the rotations are in there as well. They just swarm them. 5 players left alive, and as you mentioned it, you know, they must be feeling on the back of their heads that they've done some pretty good damage to the economy of Goliath. Managed to build up some of their own as well by keeping all of the rifles and collecting all the util that they have, and Goliath Gaming have called a timeout there, instantly using it first up. And this is something that we didn't see getting used very often during the playoff phases amongst other teams, was the tactical pauses, and really happy to see immediately as things go wrong, and you can definitely say things went terribly wrong there, Goliath pull out the pause.
100%. And the attack pause is used for multiple reasons. You can use it to slow down momentum, figure out some solutions, seed some doubt. I mean, after you win a big round, you want to hit attack pause and let that settle in, let them argue amongst your foes or enemies, rather. So I think this one is used just to discuss what needs to happen. There we go. I think Zox, here we go, dropped a few Deagles, weapons, some utility, balancing out the economy. Weasel's on 700, I think. Did he overinvest? I feel he overinvested. They're gonna have to go for a double eco. But if that's the case, why not just drop proper guns and, you know, galley? Gotta commit. Another weird buy.
Yeah, they all committed. I mean, Triton's got less, Massacre's got even less, so they fully committed into this force for sure. You can see now.
Maybe Zox is just saving.
They're waiting for all.
Oh, that has to be the case. You're seeing a sequence of events that have been quite similar from ATK, and on that B side, 3 players, they keep recycling the util by that car area, and that's where they're really catching the and Annette the previous round. Massive grenade from Bam. It's really gonna suck, but it's Vaynant, poison, ready for the attack. The flashbangs do get distributed. The smoke's coming in hot and heavy, and this is the deep CT smoke, and they haven't really abused this yet, and might catch them off guard. 2 players sitting in backstage, and that's the real danger. Good adjustment from ATK. They will forfeit the bomb plant though, but it's to ensure they win the round. Goliath left the 2 members remaining, ADM and Zox, Deagles in hand. Well, that's the first. Zox, are you really gonna do it to them? This is crazy. He's changing things on its head. It's ADM left with the Deagle. He needs to land 2 crazy headshots of his own. Oh, couldn't find the head of Falls, just missing it, hitting him in the neck, and that's gonna be the second round. ATK survive, hanging on by a fingernail.
that got really dicey there for ATK, but again, they still managed to cross the line, and Goliath were fully invested into that round, so it's not as if it was an eco or anything like that. Yes, to get the bomb down, but that's certainly not worth what they invested into it, and now they're forced to save all. I mean, they got a couple of deagles up. Zox doing some really highlight reel stuff there. Gets one more, things get real dicey, but ATK say no. 3-2 now. Goliath still in the lead, but ATK closing the gap, and certainly looking very, very strong here on Inferno as well.
Just looking at the economy now, this will put ATK 3-3. But bearing in mind they have to win this round. So ATK, another opportunity to apply some pressure on the next. So far, ATK's B side is looking strong. Retakes are looking good too. And I think as soon as Goliath catch on to this, that they have 3, they're going to hit them with the rap battle towards the A site, and we have to see if ATK can handle and deal with that. It's going to come down to their setups. And it's due to tendency. I think they've got a good read in Goliath in the first half here so far. Feynant getting deleted, picked up a kill for his effort. Still one more player, it's Malkis. 31 kills in the previous map, so looking to continue with his reign of terror. 3 for 3, dancing, weaving between family. Oh, there we go. Gets the second. Oh, in fact, he gets deleted. It's Massacre, but it's Spam left alive, and there the Spam comes through. Blaze, quite fortunate to that one. Breath of fresh air comes through.
Yeah, again, Goliath there just seemingly bamboozled by the fact that there was another player on the site there, but they got that flag. They knew there was space CT, but I mean, they just got to understand that ATK have got their number. They keep on getting the info that they need to make these early rotations, and Goliath aren't doing anything to punish that right now. They seem to be taking a page out of ATK's book and just clumping together and just not really spreading out across the map. I guess that is as a result of losing that early man advantage in the previous rounds. Got them to this point, but oh, Molly's a little bit of a question mark, but top and under control, been established now.
You're right, Goals, because if you complete, nice opening kill there, Falls going down, the all-important AWP. But you're right, like I said, if you do your default thoroughly and properly, you should, that's the trade coming through from Blaze, but it should prompt them to move to the middle and take control of the space that's given. There's the flash, it's Bam next in line, and Archers. Blaze, a bit too fancy for my liking over there, goes down to ADM. I like the one-way smoke, and it's Bam getting rap battle. Triton's gonna cut off the lurk, and one by one they start to fall. One player remaining alive, that's Malkis. And yeah, like I said, if you do your default thoroughly and you play it towards the clock, you take top banana control. And even if you can't get top banana control, at least you have half wall. And if you take brackets from there and you take apps, ATK has no choice but to play 2-3 sets up towards A and B. They have no choice. You can't make those gambles. But due to them not taking bracket control and posing a threat towards lane, towards bulk, towards apps, etc., it allows ATK to make those gambles. They're more comfortable in that sense. So let's see if things change.
Yeah, interesting to see Vaynant on absolutely zero. He's kind of fully forced behind this, but Falls going to be stacking up like $4,200, so they are going to be ecoing in a sense. Blaze looking towards this middle area with the dangerous scouts, and he's going to peek. And they do see him scoping down towards that middle area, and no, it is Dweezil at post angle. Mentioned before, doesn't really tend to miss those. Now 4 CTs remain, all with deagles and a dream, of course.
ATK trying to set up a net to catch some fish here in the middle. Bam, sitting with no armor, Deeg and a dream. Nice bait and switch set up here. That's the if they don't clear, this is going to be a beautiful day. Eventually they do go down, but it collapsed. Or a TK. It's going to be the A side for free. It's getting pretty expensive, but they're hanging on tight. That's one man remaining alive. That's Vaynant. It's going to be the 5th round on the board alive. 5 rounds is it's not too bad so far, especially considering it's a CT-sided map.
Yeah, a little bit of a wobble there at the start of their campaign, but again, got back on track here. But remember, this is just a save from the side of ATK. Certainly going to be able to invest in a big way next round, get those AWPs up, and that's what caused the problems for Goliath in the previous map, and they take the round.
Oh, that's a nice knife,
5-3 here. Oh, they're going to have to
Real
save
nice
again.
knife.
No, Malky's purchases.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Fools.
they're going all in here.
They have no choice, but you know, you chase chicken and you don't collect the W. You face some real dark times. Fools. Hasn't really been pivotal with an AWP just yet. Got taken out 2 rounds ago from Zox. 4 apps, so needs to make an impact very soon. Try to replicate what was happening on Dutch 2. Get the opening frag and just convert from there. Easier time
Look
for
at this-
Goliath
look at these
this time and top banana.
Yep.
That,
You can see they are looking to retake it. ATK, they've modded off the top of banana now. Only Triton is playing here. Sitting at the back and, oh, it's a little bit of a nade. They are, Goliath are walking up towards this A side. They're not giving anything away. Not their regular set pieces. Now ATK are able to clean top banana. They can instantly rotate. Goliath taking way too long here to get through. And now they start to wrap towards that N2 side. Bam is going to be there to support very, very shortly. But that smoke is going to bloom. Is he going to... He peeks throughout. He actually gets... That's crazy aggressive. And right now, Goliath are changing their mind. Massacre flanks towards that bank area. They've pinched it at Dweezil. Oh, they don't expect to play it towards Calm. No, he gets taken out as the smoke dissipates. It is Vaynant with the Deagle, and Goliath have absolutely, completely flanked. Now, Massacre is not spotting any players towards CT. Surely he knows, and he needs to send the message over to his team that they are going towards Banana. No, Bam picks off Triton, and now it is a 3 versus 3. No, make that a 2 versus 3. Dweezil picks off another. 2 players tucked in towards CT spawn. They're not aware that both players are towards that banana area. That flash should buy some time, but geez, it is Zox that deals with that threat very, very swiftly. 6-3 now for Goliath. No money in the bank for ATK. Saw Vaynant only with the Deagle hiding in the middle of the smoke there towards B. Wasn't able to do
Yeah,
enough
that's
as Goliath changed direction.
I mean, what else could Vaynant do there? Like, in retrospect, you go towards Coffins, you play from there, you get one, you're still going to lose the B side. You go for a haymaker, they go through the smoke without checking you. There's a chance to turn the round on its head. So at that point, you can just make any kind of gamble. Regardless, you're getting outplayed. ACK, that setup always late round or late game comebacks to bite you. You can't always sit 3 players on B and keep re-executing top wall. You're gonna get figured out eventually, and they did. So what is their backup setup? Do they have a plan B? Another version of what they do? Maybe stack the A side and retake B maybe? Try to get an entry frag, fight for brackets control, regress, something else, but it needs to come now. A gun round's on our hands.
Yep. This is where ATK need to make a stand. We saw something similar on Dust 2 where it fell briefly behind, but were able to bring it back. And I think here, with 7 rounds on the board for the T side of Goliath Gaming, certainly need to make it now. This is the first time they've been able to buy. They've had some broken purchases in the past. Banana control being established there by the CTs, and ultimately Goliath are going to respond and take top banana control as well. You can see the rotations coming in thick and fast. Already a player moving over towards CT, and last time this really caught Goliath off guard. Does look like they want to retake or just force them back from banana. Ooh, that smoke's not going to necessarily work. They can still hold that angle, but you can see ATK are holding that middle. They have cleared it out. Now they're starting to move back, but are Goliath going to commit to this B? You see flashes coming in. It does look like it. Zox is holding the rotation through from CT, but right now, this is looking like a suicide mission. Goliath haven't really got any control anywhere else. No smokes towards CT. No, another player goes down. Bam. Waits too long for the smoke to go down, and ATK are actually ripping them apart, just stacking this B side premeditatively at least. Now Dweezil peeks towards that Coffins. He needs to get the frag. Does get the headshot. Beautiful headshot at that. 3 versus 2 now. They're instantly going to rotate back. And surely, once ATK peek this corner, they're going to be running for the heels right now. Dweezy is just running, and it is the first rotating player. They will make it indeed. And Blaze is going to be in that library position. They don't expect it to be so open, but it is. They've actually surely they figure out that ATK are over-rotating to some extent. Oh, they are able to get to pit. Dweezil still expecting someone to be coming from apps. Just not sure at all. Oh, little spot there. You can see they're just spamming. Dweezil going to take that fight. Takes the shot. Doesn't land anything. And now, retake is happening. Zark with 2 taps from the ditch. Can he clutch it? 1 versus 3 or get the third frag. He peeks and he gets it. Insane stuff. Double taps from the pit. And the youngster stands tall. 15 frags to his name already. Far more than 1 kill around. And that certainly puts a huge dent, not only in the bank, but the confidence and the round difference of ATK Academy. They're chasing this game now, Tools.
Yeah, they've been figured out and no solutions coming their way. They tried something different that round, but it wasn't much different from what they had previously. 3 players sitting on B. The rotation was a bit delayed, so that gave Goliath the space to move in. I felt Goliath should have lost that round, looking how they went and discombobulated. They weren't really coordinated. Now, Banana, the battle continues 1 for 1, and they keep pressing the envelope, keep pressing the issue. It's Dweezil who eases the pressure with that AVP. He gets another for his efforts. He's having a good game so far. Going to take control towards this A site and needs to watch out for Malkies. Gun up, sun up. You never want to get caught with your pants down like that. I think he wanted to smoke off the left-hand side or smoke off Archers, but it's just given opportunity for Malkies to try to clutch this up. This kid's nuts. We saw previous snap, he got 31 kills. He even reads ADM's rotation. Ooh, all right. All right. He had like a mere quarter-final and a semi-final, so it's only right he steps up here. Man's delivering.
Nine to 3, ATK. How do you respond? Finding up that AWP on falls. Open a flashbang. It's going to be looking to take it towards Banana here. Getting aggressive with that AWP. Molly's there to prevent him, but not going to find anyone. Falls. Just takes a load of damage, though. Ooh, Malky's deep grenade. Going to tag Massacre. Get him within that headshot range, but now Banana control going to be established from Goliath. Flashing off anybody. Nobody's home, though. 4 players leaning towards this A site. It looks like ATK are electing to take a little bit of a gamble. Gonna probably wait until they're ready to hit anyone over. Right now, holding towards that pit naps position. Goliath just methodically taking Banana, still poking and prodding, and now are gonna start taking middle. They look towards the right, smokes off the right. This is gonna falls. Beautiful app shot. That's what we needed. That's what we want from ATK. And now, beautiful little flash there as well. And they're going to cut them in half here. ATK have got their number. ADM gets traded out. Too little, too late. Triton is going to look to open up that B site. He does. This can actually, oh no, but it is Vaynant that just looks through the smoke and now needs to go and take care of Triton. Sneaks away into second middle and now puts himself into a tuck-in position here to close the round. There we go. Takes him out and
yeah, it was a classic case of
just briefly.
Just playing a bit too fast and tripping over your laces. And ATK and waiting arms had a good stack towards the A side. I really loved Fall's position there and Apps to just capitalize on anyone peeking there. In fact, I think it was a double setup there towards Apps in case they wanted to clean it up. I'm sure Zox is going to note that and use a flashbang next time. Good variation, good way to pick up a round. I wanted to go for that mid boost. It's going to have to respect and hold the angle. Does he peek Dweezil down middle? I've noticed man doesn't miss. No. I see ATK trying to make an early read. Malki's trying to run between the A and the B side. We already see Bam pretty much doing the same. So, bit of a hesitation here and there. It's okay for now. No real danger has been posed yet. That's going to be the exit, and they want to go nice and early, and they're going to hit the site. The flashbang does come in, and it's Vaynant and Co to defend the side. He picks up the first entry frag, and does he choose to push the envelope here through? That's 2-man advantage. ATK really causing some headaches now for Goliath as they move into this B site. Nice headshot delivered by Malkis. The bomb is going to go down, but they're going to push forward, and Zox too far away to make a difference. He needs a 1 versus 5, which is it's pretty wild. Okay.
Whoa.
All right, firecrackers. 3 more opponents left. This guy's Trace. That was a crazy spray transfer. He even baits out the AWP. He is locked in Blazers and T-Ramp, so if he picks up this bomb, decides to fish through CT spawn, he's have to win a battle versus Malkis or Feynant, rather.
They respect
19
him a
seconds
lot
on the
here.
clock, so that's not going to favor him. Trying to just be a bit too precise and do due diligence, but there we go. 5 rounds, ATK. Making a good case of their CT side. A recovery nonetheless. 5 rounds is something you can work with moving over to the T side. The opportunities and rounds to play for.
Yep. They can actually get this final round. That also meant quite a decent little comeback here for ATK. Start things off with a pistol, and it's anyone's game. Goliath Gaming. 9 rounds on the board. ATK with 5. Last round of the first half. Second map of this grand final. Ooh.
All these nades, ADM, just catching them left, right, and center. They are going to be moving on towards the A side for a bulk burst, so let's see if Blaze is ready. Falls is there with an AWP. Out of position is bad, but the pop dash doesn't work. And did they choose to commit on that? No, the Molotov is going to slow them down. That's a man advantage and a weapon retrieve, so I can work them up quite nicely. Brackets control has been established, and you can see the shying away from the B side, so that is an option, but they're going to have to commit to this A side.
Big gap.
Look at the lurk coming up, Malkis. He hears the sound cue, and all 3 players are zoning on ADM's position. And as soon as he goes down, the element of surprise is gone. 4 players sitting in bulk. They're going to think Supreme, but they're surrounded. And how are they going to get onto the A site? The bomb needs to be down. The bomb is stuck in apps. Massive. Go back and see what he can do from now on. And who did that? Vaynant. Why? The bomb wasn't even close to put down. And the more and more time that's being buyed down, they're going to press the envelope. They're supposed to go for a retake here, but bomb's not even down. Massacre. Did he pick up a kill there towards us? No. All right. There's the flash sitting on Zarks, and yeah, he's on low HP. It's been very hard for him to land some shots, and 6th round on the board for ATK. Goliath lost a bit of patience there. Second time, I think in a row, they lost the previous round and this one. But going in before the map has been played out, information's being gathered, rather like a gamble of some sort. But ATK are doing well to capitalize and landing some nice shots, really putting all the pressure on Goliath, taking the momentum into the second half. Right. Second half is in our hands. ATK is doing the CT side is favorable, but you need to capitalize on the pistol round. That's where everything gets set in stone. A good scene. They're going to be barreling up middle. The shots are there. They have the numbers, but the whiffs are there too. The trades are in favor of ATK so far. 2 versus 2. In fact, Massacre evens it out, but bomb's about to be planted. Both players moving in from one avenue as soon as this flash comes about, but I like the position in Graveyard. And these shots, and the Glocks reign supreme. It's ADM left wondering in a 2 versus 1. And he gets clocked off by Falls. What I say, goals by Falls. 7th round on the board.
Whoop, whoop.
I mean, that is stacked, Goliath. Just need to land the shots there in the middle.
Yeah, they literally barrel up middle. The ATK obviously just jumping as they're breaching that midpoint, and Goliath's unable to land the shots. They evenly trade. That always favors the T's, and just like that, ATK put it within 2 here and cement that twist around. We see a 4 spot. We see a full investment coming out from Goliath as well, choosing to do the same thing as ATK did. Oh, it's a beautiful little take to Banana. Quite a bit of spam. They surely know that that play is there, but how is he's gonna live? That is insane. Eventually gets taken out. Some really dirty shot there from Dweezil. That surely sends them packing back to the A site.
I like this smoke. It's going to just force Dweezil to either respect it or push in front of it. Vayner possibly could get a free kill here. And there we go. Swift shot. He delivers. Zox remaining on the site. And does he want to give away his position? No. Yeah, save. Should be an instant save and should give them another round where they're at least more competitive than before. Right. like how close they're keeping it at arm's length and just as competitive as the previous Dust 2. Me like it a lot. Me like it a lot. This is a crazy ATK squad. Like, yo, giving me flashbacks of the previous ATK. Finding himself in the grand final.
Yep.
This one's punching above its weight. This is an academy version. Perhaps it's the mentality they've been instilling. Maybe Sprays is in the coach section. Who knows? But it's wild. They're impressing me.
Yeah, certainly a formidable organization to be playing for. I think these guys, you know, they jump into that position and feel a sense of pride, feel a sense of, you know, kind of determination to prove that they are the next roster. You know, ultimately they do know that they have this opportunity to potentially play overseas one day. Rosters before them have done it, players has come back, so they know that it's there. So perhaps a lot of motivation there for them. And despite being a new roster, certainly showing us flames here. But back to this game here, ATK looking to straight go up middle, and they are barreling on this A-Rap. Moving towards the site now, and Falls is going to be posting that library area, so not much is going to be able to be done. And ATK are just swiftly breaking and breaching into the site. Bomb is going to go down, and Goliath left in CT spawn. It's going to be bringing things even, but next round is the big round, Tools. That's the buy round, and that's where we see the momentum, you know, start to shift.
Ooh!
And it couldn't be closer. Ooh!
Ooh!
Right. Quick little kills there.
Bing bong. 7 wild, man. Insta headshots. Probably the whippiest aim I've seen in a while. That's gonna be the 9. As the Germans would say. Right. Let's get the juices flowing here with the gun round.
Ooh,
These are big sacrifices there. Yeah. Does he have armor, you think?
I don't think so. Man wasn't that wealthy.
Big gambles, but yeah. It sucks when you don't have enough money in the bank sometimes. That's life. Oh, I like the angle he's playing with, but the fact... Oof. Very common angle, so you can see they're trying to avoid it as much as possible. I think if he lingered there long enough, he probably would have picked up a frag, but you can just see he was quite concerned about App's angle. Molotov is going to force him off, and good utility used so far. And they're going to wrap once again. This time, ooh, Dweezil, as you wait for it, oh, he's going to get wrapped around and trying to find some space to land some shots, get straighted out, and that's the A side collapsing. Some aggression coming up from ATK. Nice early exec, and Zox does want to get phased through the smoke, so decides to pull back, and they're going to go for a save, and Zox being peppered down, low HP, runs out that door. He needs to escape. And good timing, a good opportunity for ATK to capitalize. I mean, they were sending 3 towards B early to take control. Simultaneously, it was Goliath to put a bit of pressure. I mean, ATK to put a bit of pressure in the middle, take and wrap around the A side. It's back to back, so Goliath, they need to do something to slow that down. Granted, there was no utility on Dweezil to put down a molly to slow them down, to buy them some time, so just unfortunate, as well as the AWP going down. They can't recover or retrieve that. ATK playing some good Counter-Strike, methodical and coordinated.
Not only that, but I think they got a good read on Goliath's number here. Again, just taking these random, not random, but like, you know, super calculated guesses. Like, they know that Goliath are a very strong banana-based team. Kind of guessed first gun round, they're certainly going to be sending at least 3 people there. After literally contesting for just a short while, they walk up middle, straight up execute onto N2, and Breezy again choosing to go for that AWP. Doesn't have the molly, as you mentioned, and yeah, they make light work of things, you know. And ooh, that's a little bit of a decent nade there coming from Zox down middle, but now things go into more of a standard structure here. Split across the map by ATK, waiting for Goliath to spend some of the U-tool here in the following round. And now, what do ATK choose to do in this mid part of the round? They're taking things slow, taking things casual. Goliath not getting aggressive, not getting too disrespectful here. Are electing to take a strong little middle setup to the left of mid, but ATK are looking to move on this A side. Smokes are coming towards Moto. Is this going to be a fake though? Because all the players are still stuck towards that second mid area, not really committing whatsoever. Multiple moving towards Bulk. It looks like a Bulk burst indeed, and right now there's only 2 players on the side. Why Goliath looks so confused, like they're still looking towards that banana area. Now the exec's coming through. The Bulk burst is going to come through now. It's all this pressure in the world onto the pit player. Zox finally chimes in and helps his support, but 2 players left, and now gets another quick little transfer there. That leaves Falls into a 1 versus 3, and that was a big round. He's forced to get the bomb in.
The bomb's above.
Can't see the bomb. It's actually, yeah, it's above. He needs to go collect it. Finally does. Gonna get that plant down. Makes it out. Tries to see a kill, but now he allows the retake. It's a bit of a strange decision. Should have probably planted to get the bucks for the team. Although the team does have a lot of bucks, so maybe not necessary, but Falls now finally gonna plant. Live Gaming really taking their time here, waiting for Triton to move towards that N2 area before they commit to anything. Flash comes through. Massacre and Dweezil. Well, it is Dweezil that takes the frag. And the bomb will be defused. Goliath respond in kind and level things even. Stevens 10-10 now. And that was a huge play from Zox, really clutching the side, completely overwhelmed, but still manages to get 3, I believe. So big stand up for the youngster.
Yeah, crazy.
10 now. And of course, ATK still got a wealth of money in the bank here. Tools can certainly purchase up completely this round. Goliath, much of the same. Oh, what a grand final, man.
Bring in spades, Goliath. It's the Zox effect. Man sitting with 23 kills. Triton carried the last game. I wouldn't say carry, but 34 kills, 32 kills the last round, last map. He's trying to do the same. So the young guns are taking turns at being stars. Figured that would be their roles. And this round has a lot riding on it. The economy and Goliath is not sitting too pretty. So ATK, some work to do here to break the backs. You saw the rotations from Goliath look a bit erratic the previous round. It was Zox who saved them with his heroics with the 3K. They're going to be looking for some stability this time round. Dweezil poised with an AWP sitting in middle. ATK, nice and easy. Nice and slow, methodical. Making sure they don't lose anyone too early in their default. Looking to establish brackets. Oh, is this nade? It's double nade and B. I thought all was gonna land on those players, and they keep rotating these smokes. It's gonna slow them down even further towards this A site, and they've just reclaimed top wall control and banana Goliath, and that's gonna prompt ATK to move forward. And it looks like the one-up. Zox is here with Dweezil, and it's gonna be a bait and switch. Oh, it's working out beautifully. Zox gets the second. This guy's spray control is nuts. He even gets out of dodge. It's when he picks up the bomb, and his spidey sense keeps tingling all game long. The rotations are coming from the B side, but is it enough time? It's ADM trying to survive as long as he can in Pit and Triton. He's here. He deletes, I think it was Falls, and the bomb eventually goes down. Vaynant couldn't recompose himself after the plant. And it's going to be the 11th round on the board for Goliath, and ATK almost. Round came down to a game of inches, but I love the bait and switch there in Arps and Arch. And so Goliath are adapting. You can just see throughout the game. ATK up twice and changed up. Setup's looking good.
Again, the warp nutrition towards Banana was insane. There was just so many exchanges there with Util, and eventually it is right at the end as ATK decides to retreat Goliath, retake Banana, clear it. They know that that is coming. You can see Dweezil decides to hold his ground towards middle. Zox, perfect space control as well. And ATK aren't able to trade effectively as they battle in towards the site and eventually get overwhelmed. But Goliath take the lead after ATK's miraculous comebacks here, and starting to feel a bit of pressure on the economy tools. This is the last round they can probably buy in full, but they will start getting that loss bonus. And of course, on the T side, things are a little bit affordable. But yeah, they've changed up the pace completely up middle. Oh, Dweezil misses his shot, and they're going to soon overwhelm him. Zox. Oh, they're all on the other side of the smoke here. One player goes down. Oh, and he's going to get another one. Does he tap him? Tries. Gets in the corner. Bit of a freeze here from ATK. Dweezil looking to get aggressive. Oh, Zox gets flushed out. Takes the kill before he goes down. What heroics. Dweezil gets aggressive as well. They just re-aggressive towards that middle, and Goliath is starting to look confident. ATK really look like they had the number. They did so well there to take towards middle, but ultimately just get frozen behind that smoke. As soon as the teammate dies, you can see the hesitancy, and at that point, probably going to push through and try and just trade that one out. Zox had minimal bullets to work with, and Eventually gets flushed out with that molly, but does work, takes one down with him, and that's all you want in that position. And Goliath now change the gap to 12 rounds on the board. Of course, 80K Academy forced to save here. Well, they've got a couple of handguns, of course, but not much in it. We've seen them win this before. Is this one of those rounds? Look at Goliath now, finally just establishing that banana control, deep banana control for probably the first time this game.
Yeah, I can agree, can confirm. It's been quite tough for collecting that control. 80K have been really resisting them quite a bit. Massacre. Gonna shut that down while the rest of them hold the A site, and so it's an eco. You kind of expect these rounds to go in the favor of Goliath. But at the same time, I like the utility purchased up on 80K. It allows them options whether they want to go towards the B side and the A side. Massacre's gonna hold tight here. He spots the bomb, needs to fall back. We saw this in the previous matchup. That's his way of falling back, and he wanted the ace. Getting a with the Bagwiggy, a little Bagwiggy, but most important rolling in. And oh no, that sucks. Weasel, got to be expecting those though, but unfortunately it is what it is. It's an AWP on Mulkey, so he can change things around, and he's got some damage, and that's gonna come into effect later on if 80K start to string rounds together. That deficit will come back to bite them for sure, but 80K finally have a bite. Goliath holding strong the lead, 13-10.
This is the way 80K must make a stand. 5 AK-47s purchased up here. What are they going to do different? Seen quite a bit of contention, Banana. We've seen them burst and do quite a few raps. Goliath have adjusted nicely with that duel setup towards N2, but what can 80K come up with in response? How are they going to negate this adjustment? Remains to be seen here. Oh, Dweezil with an aggressive pick towards Banana. No deep smokes whatsoever. Gets that first advantage for his team, and they're able to now rotate players all the way over towards that A side. Certainly, it's going to require 80K to push that AWP off of Banana before they want to hit anyway. Otherwise, Goliath are going to understand where they are headed. So they are keeping things patient and calm at the moment. Still stuck towards the bottom of the middle while Goliath empty out their pockets. Certainly throwing a lot more util down compared to what 80K are doing. They are just keeping it static, keeping it chilled. 1 minute left on the clock.
An advantage goes their way. Weasel about to get flashed off the angle. It's going to take a shot and needing to fall back. He's going to pop down the smoke, and does he rotate towards coffins? There we go. Struggle to see 80K putting themselves in position here. Okay, they're doing well. They're going to get the bomb down. It's just going to come down to the retake over here. Weasel playing for the retake, trying to get a leg shot. Just so much damage being done. 2 players coming in from Banana, from Goliath, so it's going to be a tough from that angle, as well as the spam coming through from ADM. It's the headshot coming through from Zox. 30 kills coming on the horizon for him, and that's the retake completed. Man sitting in 29.
Certainly having a bang of a map here. Old Zox. 14-10. Slight budgets, comparing conditions here for 80K. Not going to be able to fully purchase again. Not going to have that AWP. Malkis is on a Tech 9. No, he's going to get the galley at least. So there's 5 rifles, quite a bit of util to work with. Goliath full pockets indeed. Quite a bit of bank to get them through what looks like the rest of the half.
Big trolls from the producer. Big trolls. Banana control established. And grenade towards second, tickling. I think Veve, young Veve. ADM returning back to his home towards apps and early smoking apps. Gonna secure this A site while the rotations come in. They're gonna bulk up the defense with 4 players. Seeing that they have established banana control. They're leaving the AWP player. Oh, never mind, it's Massacre. Weasel has pedaled back towards the A site, and they're gonna set up towards bracket. 80K utility being tossed, but they're not taking the control as of yet. I think they're trying to hit the B site regardless of what they can throw towards A, but they need to balance this defense. Massacre sitting in a good spot here. Does he have utility? Only a flash. So they can overwhelm him and they can get into the site. They need to make quick feature. They need to activate those Nike boots and head on quickly. Massacre waiting for the flash to come in. Easy to commit off this. In fact, no, he's going to move back, trying to do some economical damage. There's a boost being set up. Hasn't been cleaned just yet, so Massacre could potentially get 2 kills. They don't clear him out just yet. And do they get Dweezil beneath them? No, Dweezil has rotated back. And oh no, the second crack at it.
Oh,
He
he
takes
gets
out the
spammed.
bomb. It gets worse. He's been trying to do that all game. Saw the previous round. He planted.
Hey,
The bomb planter wasn't on that spot just yet, but yeah. That's going to be 15th round, match point, game point for Goliath Gaming and ATK. Slowly starting to fall to pieces. Can't recompose themselves in certain moments. I feel that like they need to keep doing that. We saw it twice now that they've put pressure on brackets and they hit B, but they need to keep doing the same thing, but slow down a little. Force Massacre back, force the rotations, force them to go back to a neutral CT setup, and then start to collapse into the site, whether it's B site, whether it's the A. It'll be better numbers and better circumstances. And also the bomb planter shouldn't plant there, 100%. Like everybody knows, like you're gonna get spammed, whether it's a Deagle, M4, and AWP. You want to be planting on the coffin on the other side.
yeah, absolutely. You can just see Dweezil just habitually takes his rifle out and bangs those big bullets into it. But yeah, Goliath Gaming timeout. This does look like one of those timeouts tools you spoke of earlier to rub, to rub one's nose in the current position. But ultimately, it is match point here for
It's a troll timeout.
Goliath. Potentially.
Guys, you should see the production setup. It's real good. I'm gonna go, Z. Is he showing you yourself?
It's exactly what he was doing.
All right, we're gonna be jumping into the game right now. I hope the viewers aren't seeing what we're seeing here in production in the back end of things. Having a good laugh over here. 10 to 15. Zox already opening up with the double. He's definitely got his 30 bomb. Dweezil, Prime Jan middle. I think they went for the second mid peak and completely stops them in the tracks. Whatever plan ATK had, completely been dismantled. 4 versus 3. Now it's down to recovery. Using the map, using the space that you've been given from Goliath and just coordinating an attack on either the A or the B side. 3 players. Hanging around middle. I think they're anticipating more aggression, but there's nothing yet. So the more time they take trying to clear out apps, trying to clear out and pick up the bomb, the more it aids Goliath. 1 minute in the clock remaining. I don't understand the stack. All right, so Massacre's alone. Down this A stack purely because you should go for a 2-2, maybe a retake. But Massacre, what a time you smoke. And he's gonna play in front of it. If they go through, he goes through. That's the general call. Here's the utility and here we go. Picks up the first, nap the bomber, gets the second. Oh, like Golems in the mist and falls 35 bullets. He works the magic, finally finishes off Massacre's shenanigans. 20 seconds on the clock. He needs to get a move on, 50 HP to work with, so he needs to land some swift, clean headshots as an AK if he really does want it. So many Mountain CT, and that's GG Goliath Gaming. Take the grand final of the southern half of Africa. They get to face up against NASA coming up tomorrow, and that best of 3, congratulations. But personally, I think ATK had a fantastic performance throughout this entire tournament. Felt like they got better and better and better throughout each series, and they actually proved a lot of people wrong that they actually got up to stay in the top 3 in South Africa. And it's academy team that were recently formed, so commiserations and well performed. Surprised by Vaynant, but ultimately Goliath Gaming reigns supreme, proving why they're the best and so far. So look, some some sick performances. Triton, Zox, hats off to you guys, both 30 bombs and each map. So let the Desta break that down. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Lighter. That was an exciting match indeed. What do we have to say? What do we have to say? What's one word to describe this whole best of three? Give me one word.
Domination.
Domination. I love that. Domination. This is why we have Toxie on our
Destruction.
analyst desk. Destruction. Okay, that was definitely something to describe the best of three that we just witnessed today. We're going to get into a little more detail, but first, let me remind you about the $50 that is up for grabs to be added to your Steam wallet. All you have to do is go on gaming.lenovo.com. You can either post a clip of the broadcast or you can go and vote for your favorite team. And while you're there, make sure you browse around for some other offers. All right, so Toxie, I'm going to direct this at you. You were very adamant that Goliath was going to win, even though ATK was your personal favorites yesterday. So how does it feel being correct on your prediction today? However, ATK was your favorite team yesterday.
I mean, ATK yesterday, I felt like they could have won. It was a slightly weaker team, I guess. There was their opponent, but Goliath, I mean, once we saw that map, the selection of maps, we knew that they're going to win. Even Sammy, before the map pool, he was like, ATK are going to win. Then he saw the map pool, he's like, no, Goliath are going to win. So that map pool played in the favor of Goliath. I felt like if they would have won this too, the momentum would have changed. But I mean, they lost it. They lost their map pick, and now Inferno. And I was saying this, before the game at ATK Academy, we could call them the Cinderella of this tournament. It's just their story lines up so well. They come back always late, and that's when Cinderella, gets to be the princess and everything. And then when it's time, when it's the perfect time, she goes back to normal. That's when it's a bit too late for ATK Academy to win, and then they lose. So they always come back. They're a late responder to all these matchups, and I feel like some few mistakes they could have fixed. If we want to look at Inferno real quick, I mean, they kept focusing on B-bomb side. They kept going on B-bomb side. Their setups were a bit short. I saw a couple of rounds where there were flashes before the smokes, which is a mistake because if you smoke and then flash, the guy, even if the smoke was bad and he was peeking, he's gonna flash, he's gonna go back. The smoke is gonna, it's gonna hide it. He can't repeat, and that's not what happened. Unfortunately, they kept focusing B. B was held down very, very good by Goliath. I mean, Massacre. It was a real massacre. Whenever they tried to enter, he was there. He was the man, and all these flashes and teamwork was on point from Goliath. And even when they were on the T side, they had a very strong run up until the Cinderellas came back and tried to clutch it back. But I mean, they fell short a bit. I feel like it's a matter of experience. Goliath had the upper hand. They played really well. It was a very entertaining match, even though it ended 2-0, but it was close in both matches. ATK Academy, so close, and I felt like we will see more of that team. They have a really strong lineup, and hard luck to them. I'm looking forward to an amazing grand final tomorrow.
Sammy, do you have anything to add to what Toxie said regarding the match we just witnessed?
I mean, what Tox just said actually it summarizes it all. But there is one really important round that actually I think it is the most best round or key round per se for Goliath is with the round when they actually went a B split. So they targeted B a lot, and that was visible. However, there was a nice B split from mid and Banana. And as you remember, there was a beautiful cover from Banana when ATK Academy's member was hiding in the smoke in Banana and just died to a guy holding from the back in ramp. So that round actually was a really key round. I mean, ATK, there was a lot of mistakes happening in the game. That is for sure. We can say that it's actually individual mistakes. In terms of stats, yes, I also believe that they should have tried to actually outperform Goliath. But Goliath were actually having the upper hand here. They came off a great win in the first map in the Stu. Now coming to Inferno, coming with great mindset. See, usually when you play in such games, the pressure really hits you. So I think pressure really hit ATK. It was shown in the individual mistakes, and hard luck to them.
Definitely. It was hard luck, but GG to both teams for making it this far in the tournament. We're super proud of both of them, and they both would be very worthy to be playing against Nasser Esports tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at the individual player stats for this recent second best of 3 game that we just had. And we can notice that from ATK Academy, the kills are quite even in score. We have Bam in 16 kills with Melkis, who was our MVP, who was the person who had an insane 30 bomb kill, is now dropped to second least in kills. I don't know how that happened. I feel like Melkis is a bit inconsistent, and perhaps their whole team is showing a lot of inconsistency. Well, for Goliath, we have, Massacre, usually massacring, and Zox always showing very good CS. Is there anything else you can comment about the scoreboard?
Zox had a wonderful game. It shows that it was a ride in the park for him. 31 kills with 16 deaths. I mean, how much more can he do in this map? Alongside as well Massacre. As we know, Massacre was actually anchoring the B side so well. Look, in terms of MVP here, I would actually give it to 2 players. It's Zox and Massacre. Massacre to be in the first place, yes. He did amazing. He was playing he gave us an amazing showcase of CS in the previous games as well. So, hard luck to ATK. Should have performed more. Here, yes, the performance really must be, they should have upped their performance. Good game to Goliath, really. They have a wonderful mix of talent here, amazing experience. They really play well. Their executes are on point. Props up to them. I'm sure we're going to see an amazing grand final tomorrow from Goliath and Nasser.
Indeed, GG to both teams. And speaking of tomorrow, we have our grand finals. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And just to remind you, it will be both in English and in Arabic. All you have to do is go down to the description box below and you can alternate between the 2 languages. So now we have finalized and locked in our teams for the grand finals. We will be seeing Nasser Esports and we will be seeing Goliath Gaming. Now tell us just a bit more about this matchup. And just to mention, we also have a best of 1 tomorrow for the 3rd place prize. And we're just hoping that tomorrow will bring us a lot of overtime games. Dare I say it?
Look, let's talk about Nasser here really quick. Nasser actually qualified, played the qualifiers, and then played the playoffs and reached the final so easily. They actually played, it was all one-sided for Nasser. They have actually conquered the Arab scene in such an easy fashion. They haven't showed us any of strats in their playbook. So, what's gonna be a big surprise? I don't know if we're gonna see an overtime, if Goliath can handle the pressure, because Nasser is an all-round amazing team. They have such great experience. They have an amazing talent. And we have to give credit to Goliath for reaching the final, but Goliath have one more step in the ladder to reach to success, which is tomorrow in the grand final. Nasser is not a team to underestimate. So far, if they watch their demos or replays in the previous matches, they will not find any kind of tactic made from Nasser. So it's going to be a real tough challenge. They have to be really creative because Nasser is really prepared. So good luck to both of them. Nasser also cannot underestimate Goliath at the same time.
These are definitely 2 monster teams that we're going to be having in our grand finals, and we're very happy with the outcome that we have come to. And since we're so close to the very end of the tournament, we have to remind you guys about the prize pool that is up for grabs. And now we know it is between 2 of these fantastic teams for first place. We have $12,000 on the line. $5,000 for second place and $3,000 for third place. Now, we still don't know which regions are going to be grabbing this specifically first place prize, second place prize, and third place. Tomorrow, we're going to be having a best of 5 to determine who will take first and second, and a best of 1 to see who will get that $3,000 prize in third place. So tell me how would this prize pool money, not just the prize pool money, but the title of gaining the winner of the Legion Africa Cup, how would it affect our teams now, especially since they don't have too much representation internationally? If they do end up winning, what happens to them? What do they gain?
I mean, first of all, being a top three is an achievement by itself. You've competed in the whole region of Africa and you managed to get third spot. And these are teams that probably are not prepared or haven't prepared much for this tournament because, I don't think it was in their radar. They didn't know something like this is going to happen. And we thank Legion by Lenovo for doing such an event. And, being a top three, regardless of the prize pool, is an achievement by itself. And then having that prize pool, distributing them amongst the team and then using it for, I don't think they can invest much, but it probably can if they collect it. So I will tell you from my own experience back in the day, we used to play for prize pool and then use it collectively to buy something. For example, we had a tournament we needed to travel. We didn't have a sponsor to sponsor us and pay for our trips. So we made it clear that every tournament we play, we're gonna get the prize pool. No one is gonna take anything. We're gonna put it into tickets and visas, and we're gonna use that to travel. And that's what exactly did. And we traveled, and then we lost, but we traveled.
Through dedication
You
right
took
here.
the chance, at least.
Yeah.
You took the
So
opportunity.
I feel like that's what's important. If they have a futuristic goal there, so keep up with it and follow that dream. And for the other teams, battling for the first prize pool, that's a lot of money. Use it wisely and don't just think selfishly. There's a lot of opportunities. CSGO keeps growing and growing, and looking forward to it.
You should definitely not be avoiding Toxie's wise words of wisdom here. He has the experience. He is an analyst on our desk for a reason. So we really, really thank you guys for being here today. And we can't wait to have our last day tomorrow, the grand finals. It feels like it passed by so fast, but
Long ride, but it was passing fast.
indeed it was, with a lot of upsets, a lot of expected outcomes. And we're just, we really can't wait. I don't know if I'm going to get much sleep tonight in anticipation for tomorrow's games, but
You need to.
I definitely, I need my beauty sleep.
of
Tomorrow we have
five
to all
tomorrow.
look good. We have to all look good.
It's gonna be a best of 5.
Exactly. We're
Long
going to have
ride.
one
long
best
game.
of 5 and one best of 1. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end for today?
Good luck to the challengers tomorrow. Like the people who are gonna be playing in the final. I hope they have best of luck, and I hope they give us the best CS we ever seen. Coming from the Arab region and the African region, very nice matchup here. Good luck to both contestants in such an amazing tournament here, LAC. I would like to thank Legion by Lenovo for that, and you and Tux here for giving us his story about dedication. Thank you, everybody.
It's indeed a pleasure having you, Sammy. Toxie, any ending words?
Best of luck to all teams competing for the first till the third spot. It's been a long journey for these teams, but this is the final step. We're going to an amazing night tomorrow, so we have to get some good sleep. And even if we don't get good sleep, we're still going to give it all, and I'm sure the players will give it all. So thank you once again, and I'm honored to be here with you and Sammy. And yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sammy and Toxie, for being with us here today, and Goals and Lighter for their fantastic casting. We hope you guys aren't too tired because tomorrow is a big day indeed. We'd like to thank Legion by Lenovo for making all of this possible. And even though we won't get enough sleep, we're gonna be here with our Red Bulls, with our coffees, and we're gonna be here with super amount of excitement. So make sure you guys do the same, and we can't wait to see you guys tomorrow for the grand finals. My name is Arshi, and make sure you guys stay tuned.
This here, they go for the smoke, exists, he doubles up, can he get the triple?
Whoa!